Hello, hello, chat. How are you doing, man? It's been a while, isn't it? Anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna watch some videos, yeah? Because there's a bunch of videos that I saved. I saved them especially for you. I didn't watch them yet, so I could watch them for you. If YouTube is gonna load, please. Thank you. Okay, first TikToks. Hello, man. Dude, how the fuck do you find the stream in like 10 seconds? What?
Hey, don't do that. What the heck?
What is so quiet, man? Dude. Hello, man. How are you doing, Cut? These guys are fucking camping the stream. What the fuck?
Does this count as a tip? If so, can I please get a discount on my sub equivalent to the tax difference? Thank you so much.
They got crazier shit now. I'm
Dude, that was so good.
Actually funny.
You guys think that the iPhone's the latest technology? The iPhone was out in the 90s and the 80s.
They got crazier shit now. I'm
You guys think
Funny clip chat. I like it.
Okay, dude. Really now?
Spotify when xQcl.
Two crosses as well, look. See the cross there? It's got two crosses. When you double cross, what that means?
Bonk. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, double
Maybe
cross.
later. I have a bunch of videos to
It
watch,
says
yo.
pharmacy. Yeah, Boots has 6666 in the flipping thingy. You know what I mean? And the B is the 13 families that run the world. O is the double crown, which is your 66. Your T and S is your 39. You know what I mean? Which is 666. Blue is the war against the people. And look, two crosses means you've double crossed, just like the flipping, just like the England two cross. Health is hell.
All right. Classic. Close.
Huh?
Joe, why is he so mad though? This guy. Maybe this guy's mad, no?
Peekaboo, I just put them boogers on my chain. Peekaboo, I done done 40 games. Peekaboo, I done done button G's. Peekabooing. I get on their ass. Somebody gotta do it. I make them all mad. Somebody gotta do it. Couple old tripping. Somebody gotta do it. That was E40 function. Now kicking off our power hour. Kendrick Lamar. Mustard on the beat, ho, freak dope, beat dope, every other links dope, man down, call an ambulance, he a geek dope, man down, they not like us, they not like us, they not like us. Psych, you thought we was gonna play some Drake out here? You out your damn mind. Coming in hot for the next few hours, we got Kendrick Lamar. Mustard! Turn the TV off, Ugh. Not like us. Oh, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Classic.
The power cell recharges as it moves. It's a revolution in robotic longevity. Yes? Can you Excuse me? Can you it? No. Mooney, come on.
Never back down, never what?
160 a year?
Yeah, I want it louder though. Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Dude, what?
AI misfortune photos.
Wait, I love the plug, but I haven't got to talk to you in a while. I got to tell you a new joke that's going around. What is 6 feet tall? What is 6 feet tall dashing and disappears in an instant?
What?
Oh! froze right at the punchline. He froze at the punchline. That's fucking brutal. Dana, hey, wait, I love the plug, but I haven't got to talk to you in a while.
Ew, what is that?
Hmm? Is that a cicada?
Why
Cicada.
is he wearing gloves? What the fuck is this video?
It's a type of beetle, no?
What the fuck are those, man?
It's fat. It's fat.
Chat, what the fuck are those, man?
It's a fat China baby.
Stop looking. What the fudge?
What a dude! What a fat baby! How is it, dude? How is he so fat?
Then stop feeding
Dude.
the fudging thing.
They've been feeding him a full grown-up meal every day or something, man. What the fuck?
A new randomizer Pokemon game might go real hard right now. Make it a versus against Jesse.
I have no helmet.
50 gifted subs to Prankers Omega lol.
What?
Not again.
xQc penis.
Is he dead? I mean, that's just dumb. Dude, that's just stupid.
Fat.
Huh. Wow. xQcl, welcome to
Chat.
the young.
What? Stuck on the brick.
50 months. Milestone whoop whoop.
Oh my god! What did you hear that?
There's like a basketball. I mean, that's just unlucky. What a fucking noob.
Classic.
Ai, caralho.
That happens too often.
Kinda saved, you know?
Jeez. Some of these are awful.
Can you stop slapping your meat? What are you doing?
Nah, but
Stop.
yeah, dude, it's always concerned, right? Just trying to have fun, and then they always say concerned. Like, why, man?
54 months.
I'm just trying to have fun and entertain people.
A far right authorization on ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God.
I don't get how this guy is so
I
dumb.
don't know what the fuck that is.
I mean, dude, I've been saying this. Isn't he Jewish? How is he so dumb?
Who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard of my fucking life. What is it? Example of a fastest?
Am I the only one who feels Mathiathan is an unfair money magnet that doesn't give other streamers a fair chance to get their share from subs in the
Dude, people always make such a big deal of stepping on Legos, and I don't get it. It doesn't even hurt that bad. Dude, they pretend like stepping on Lego is like stepping on fucking nails. You know, the thing you slam into wood when it's not even close. It's just a piece of fucking plastic, dude. It's just a piece of plastic. It doesn't hurt. It hurts a little bit if you catch the corner on the side or something, but you just tap on it properly. It doesn't even hurt, buddy.
Okay, Okay, blue, please blue. Blue.
Oh, he's American. I mean, that doesn't make sense, yeah. I mean, that's too small. That's too small for the goat. The goat deserves gold. The goat deserves everything, right? He's the goat. They call him the goat for a reason. Dude, this is a classic. I love this little guy.
Guys, I want to sound like I'm farming Hans, but that's a massive carrot, no?
It's just a small bobber. Right, I think he's just a small bobber.
Chat, I think maybe he's a small guy. Maybe he's a small guy.
Yeah.
It's why maybe it looks massive.
Mm-hmm. I think he's just trying to hunt. He's just hunting.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Do you know this?
POV cooking bacon at McDonald's.
Okay, it's real bacon.
It's probably beef bacon. Turkey bacon?
Ew.
What? Dude, is that you?
Quarter pound.
Why do they charge over $2 for one piece of bacon? I don't get it.
Because it's a delicacy.
It's a lot of extra work.
Is not bad.
It's not the meat you're paying for the work.
I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it. Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
Kind of base
I'm
that.
part of that corruption. I'll defend it.
True.
Late night activities.
Dude, that's every politician ever. That guy's just the only honest one.
Chat, that is crazy though. Chat, this is a lot of strength. Like, chat, imagine the amount of force that you're fighting against going down the straight there, no?
Yeah, it's a lot. But also the amount of force you need to get up there, man. That's nuts.
Something like 50 attempts. Yeah, I noticed that the first time when I went skating. Remember, chat, on that one stream? Chat, I felt so vulnerable and so small as a human.
Who are you, buddy? I am the Dragon Warrior. You?
Interesting. Oh.
Hey, Flight, you trash. Fuck up, Nick. Thanks for that 2,500. Got me some arm sleeves. Got me some socks with that shit.
What do you mean a year? It's been a. It's not even been a week. It's not even been a week. I think maybe. It's been a week.
Wait, chat.
Hey, Flight, you trash. Got me some arm.
Chat, I thought that this was the same clip as years ago, but it's the same fucking game. and it's the same fucking map. It's a new clip, but it's the same fucking map that they redid. It's crazy.
They release the same game every year, man. Except they did improve the character thing from the picture. Right, I'm not watching the Roblox thing now. I'm gonna watch the TikToks first.
This could be offensive to you. Worry not. I, the white person, oh, I got you. Stand back, black person. I will save you right now. Jesus, Chad, is that a comment?
He's the goat.
He's
just the goat.
He didn't know about that. It makes sense in context, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What? But dude, if you drive fast enough, you can just escape, no? You just pull off your bumper.
Listen, I'm blind.
What? Did you use the potion?
Yes.
Oh my god, Mar, you clutched up! Mar, you clutched up!
What? You had like a whole minute.
Listen, I'm blind.
What? Did you use the potion?
Yes.
Oh my god, Mar, you clutched up! Mar, you clutched up!
Pull a block.
Oh, okay, chat. What else we got today?
All of the lights, 43 months.
Yeah, chat. What does it mean by that, chat?
Can I get a welcome to the jungle?
Chat, does it mean that you're on the network?
Stance,
but
sound filter, 6 monitors, pedals, drums,
who could possibly take Zuba's place?
Controller, 6 consoles,
anyone?
10 computers,
someone?
bunch of fucking wires,
No one?
sound
Hey,
pads, speakers, antenna, satellite, dog camp, cat
this is
tree
all very awkward, but I suppose I could carry this.
Stars Ella Purnell and Aaron Moon.
Really? The Okie dokie? Okie dokie?
X, you look like you wear women's perfume.
Well, she's British.
Come here, bye-bye.
Save it. Save it.
Got it.
Are you okay? You're welcome.
You can cockroaches not just swim?
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I think they can swim, right?
I got the drip.
They can swim and fly. That's why they're so old. That's why they always survive everything. Because they can, they're both amphibian and they can fly.
Tell you that drugs are low level and non-violent. They're anything but low level and non-violent. Where you see $50,000 in drip, where you see, oh, that
Chap,
so dangerous.
What the fuck am I watching?
Cannabis, you see guns, and you see first-degree murder from overdose. Troy Walker is the person that sold the drugs to our 65-year-old victim. She bought these drugs on a Saturday night. She took some of these drugs, and on Sunday morning, she was walking out of her house to church when she collapsed. So she died so Nate could have this drip.
You know what?
Hold on.
Let him cook. But I think if the old lady would have bought the drugs from the drugstore and not from some random guy on the street, maybe the drugs wouldn't have poisoned her, right? Maybe if she got the drugs from a spot that has the lab and knows that they make the drugs, she wouldn't have gotten poisoned taking them, right? Maybe she didn't get it from some thug on the street. She just got it from the drugstore, which she can't, right? She can only get them from the fucking thug. Dude.
Jesus.
POV make McFlurries with me at McDonald's.
Okay, sure.
We are all going to pass away someday. So try and enjoy
Aren't
each day you
bed
live.
bugs and cockroaches and lice
Chap, you know, chap, I've been thinking
all
about this.
related?
I
If you
think
look
the
at them from the
machine
top
that
down,
purposely made
but
the
let me right, they all look like this, right? They all look like this. That's the bug. Let me make it brown. Hey. Or let me make it, yeah, that's the bug. And then this, whoa. And then this, right here, this is how things look. Like that, right? It's like that. That's the cockroach, the lice, and the bed bug. And then it has these things at the top, right? Lice also look like this. Only lice have a little bigger butt, right? Lice are a bit thicker at the end. And the same with bed bugs. No? This is not fake MS Paint, it's color paint. It's not MS Paint, it's color paint. Huh?
So that they can create an artificial rarity by saying that the machine is broken.
Real aware.
So that whenever you want it, the machine is broken, is that, oh, because everybody wants it,
That's
so
a
it's broken.
that's a
So you want it
cockroach.
more because
And it's got
rare.
wings as well. What the fuck is that?
I've been thinking about this for about 6 years, and I can almost prove it. I need a couple
Dude, that's
more.
disgusting. What the fuck is he doing?
A couple more runs of this. I can really prove it. You feel me?
Why is he creaming up the ice?
We can fix them. I don't give a shit.
Dude,
bro,
you know ice cream is already cream. You don't need to cream up the ice cream.
It is
What the fuck is he doing?
job to figure out a way or system so that if they can fix it more efficiently. So if they can't do it, it's gonna be deliberate.
No! Holy no! Oh, that's a wave. Oh, that's a wave. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Holy shit.
Chad, what if you think of a nice swoosh of this water?
I don't know. It's too salty, no? You die, yeah.
Liter Pepsi. I didn't have Coke, but
Pizza.
Pizza. 2 liter Pepsi. I didn't have Coke, but.
Close.
What the fuck?
Dude, you feel that throughout your whole body.
Oh shit!
Dude, your tailbone. That's awful. Dude, it's like the thing, except for your whole spine and shit. On the left. Dude, how are there TikToks on the left? I don't see any TikToks on the left. Yeah, on the right.
Jesus! Oof!
Dude, scooters are too easy, man.
A slow.
It's just going straight in the line. Dude, what? I mean, I think, am I just missing things? I didn't see any Dude, I didn't see any TikToks on the left. Russian TikToks on the left.
Pizza.
Ah, that guy. That's another Russian TikTok. Smart guy with glass. Dude, that's AI slob. That's AI slob, dude.
Wait, he
Clean.
did. Chat, I thought he was gonna run it over.
Link.
He looked fake. Huh?
Wait, what? So is that true?
I don't know.
Nobody is illegal on stolen land. All are free everywhere. Can we come inside? No, not inside here, but anywhere else, sure. Nobody is illegal on stolen land.
Been a while. X happy to see you still happy xQcl.
No, not inside here, but anywhere else, sure.
True.
Dear basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum.
I don't get it. It's another timer.
Your favorite singer? My favorite singer, I like Justin Timberlake. Oh, Justin Timberlake. Yeah, that's cool. What about you, Sean? What do you like? I like, this is very art.
Wait, is that?
Jesus.
Is that from the fucking
Dude.
Giants era?
That's like one of those India videos where they put a little scooter under a fucking whole road train and pull the thing. Dude, they put a diesel motor in, or they put a fucking cargo ship motor, a 128 V128 in a scooter to pull a road truck, triple cargo. You know?
Boy, this guy's good.
Ooh. He's a bit slow. He's going slow, man. Need to go a bit faster, cut.
Yo, this little fella's pretty good, Jet. Chat, bathroom is pretty crazy.
Aura? Clean. That's Aura.
Still a squeaker though, but it's all good.
That's alright. He'll grow out of it.
What the fuck is he doing?
Yo, stop fucking texting, bitch. Stop texting, you fucking bitch. Man, what a fucking bitch, dude. No hands. I mean, deserved. It's just deserved.
Straight to jail?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody died in the video I started before.
Brother, send her ass straight to jail.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
True.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Yeah, you always got to pick Mario. You got to pick the blue guy, dude.
Brianna, be nice. He's obviously special.
Oh, he is?
Wrist boxing, you heard? Straight from Alex Moore.
Brianna, be nice. He's obviously special.
Oh, he is?
Jeez.
Chat. Wrist boxing, you heard? Straight from Alex Moore.
Diamonds on your rose.
Chat is wrist boxing, you heard?
Chat, what's that?
Wrist
Chat, is that a
Neckbeard.
boxing, you heard? Straight from Alex Moore.
Diamonds on your rose. Diamonds on your
Brianna, be nice. He's obviously
It's neckbeard plus sweat. Alright, it's this disgusting, typical neckbeard Andy. Dude, I fucking hate those videos where they put the sound mono on one side. Man, so annoying. I fucking hate that shit cut.
Bro, you look like Down syndrome Drewski. Get the fuck out of my...
Dude, is that the YouTuber guy? Smart guy with glasses. Is that his name?
Hey, done, but somebody be on TikTok. You ugly.
What? You can't be like me.
Hold on, I like your hand tag though. Hold on, wait. I like your hand tag. Hold on, he might be fun. I like your hand tag. Hold on, he might be fun.
That wasn't too bad. Destiny? Huh? Ooh!
Squadron.
I mean, this is so risky. Dude, why with the bottle though? For what?
Yo.
Oh, jeez. Dude.
But you don't have to jump though. No, you don't. Guys, I've had lasers my entire life. You put your fucking leg out, up, across,
please be
land,
welcomed to the jungle after
Yeah, true. Just walk with a big step.
Jump, but then not jumping.
It's less aura, but it's still how it works, man. There's no need to reinvent the wheel when you've already got the perfect solution. Right? It's just so, it's just a waste of fucking time. Right? It's a waste of fucking time, man. 14 minutes ago.
We'll give it a shot, why not?
Why farmers can't legally replant their own
In
seeds.
2016, an Arkansas farmer was sitting in his pickup truck just outside his field, and he was growing impatient. Suddenly, another car.
You mean xQc the goat?
So the farmer got out. Seconds later,
xQc is a genius.
he was murdered. The farmer's name was Mike Wallace. He wasn't killed over money or land. He was killed over a herbicide, a chemical designed to destroy weeds. This herbicide spread fear through rural America, turning farmers against each other, all because it belonged to a certain company.
This company's policies, they pitted farmer against farmer, and they could just send henchmen to your door. Even if you just had the wrong seeds in your field, they could send you to court and bankrupt you.
In effect, they had a farmland monopoly. They owned more than 80% of the seeds planted in the United States.
And to get this monopoly, they played the legal system,
colluding with corrupted EPA officials,
twisted scientific evidence,
appears to have been caught red-handed.
But the chemicals they were making destroyed the health of communities all over the world.
This is a video about Monsanto, one of the biggest agricultural companies in the world. Our investigation is based on publicly available documents, recordings, and third-party opinions. All sources are linked in the description. In 1942, a chemist named Franklin D. Jones made an unusual enemy: poison ivy. See, his children had a very violent reaction to the plant. They would get intense rashes and swelling when they brushed up against the ivy. So Jones wanted a way to kill it. He experimented by spraying the ivy with hormones, chemicals that could regulate the plant's functions the same way they do in humans and animals. His hope was that one of these hormones would cause it to die. Unfortunately, many had no effect, and others only made the ivy grow better. But then, one day, Jones noticed that certain samples began to show autumn colors much sooner than they should have. He watched as the vibrant hues turned to twisted shapes, and then, within days, these plants shriveled up and died. Jones checked the chemical he sprayed them with, and surprisingly, it was a growth hormone called 2,4-D. It's an acid made up of a ring of 6 carbons and hydrogens called a benzene ring, with an acid tail. There are also 2 chlorine atoms in the 2 and 4 positions of the ring, which is why it's called 2,4-D.
Isn't benzene very
to keep
toxic?
things tidy, we don't have to draw all these carbons and hydrogens, but keep in mind they're still there. Jones realized this synthetic hormone was incredibly potent. Tiny amounts of it would still encourage the ivy to grow, but if he sprayed on a lot of it, 2,4-D would trigger such uncontrollable and unsustainable growth that the poison ivy would die in the process.
So effectively, he had plant cancer in a bottle.
I was just gonna say plant cancer.
Right?
Yeah, it's immediately where my brain went. What was even more remarkable was that it only targeted the ivy. The grass around it was barely affected, like it was resistant to 2,4-D.
So over the next 2 years, Jones performed over 100 different experiments by pouring the herbicide into many different plant species. And what he figured out was that 2,4-D was really picky. It killed broad-leaved weeds like dandelions, chickweed, and poison ivy, but it virtually ignored crops. Wheat, corn, and barley were all mostly unaffected by 2,4-D because all of these are species of grass.
To improve this pickiness further, Jones also tested chemicals similar to 2,4-D. He found that adding another chlorine to the benzene ring, transforming it to 2,4,5-T, left grasses even more unscathed. He was onto something huge.
Because up until then, farmers could get rid of weeds one of 2 ways. Either you spray them with dangerous chemicals like arsenic, or you have to pull the weeds out manually. Either way, you're at a loss. But with 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T, you could spray your entire crop field and only the weeds would die.
Jones had stumbled upon the first practically viable selective herbicides, so he was quick to patent them in 1945, just as the war was
Classic
ending.
patents.
After the Allies' victory, the patent secrecy restrictions in most countries were lifted, and it turned out that there were other scientists, both in the US, but also in the
Surely
UK,
that wouldn't go bad.
these herbicides independently.
Oh, surely.
Soon the world was blessed with modern miracle weed killers like Weedun and Weedabomb and Endoweed, all formulations of 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T herbicides.
This man is ready to kill weeds because he's going to do it the easy way.
These chemicals literally replace the hoe in everything from farm fields to railroad tracks and sidewalks. And they are essentially what gave us that beautiful green American lawn, just grass and nothing else. Because with these herbicides, Dad knew there was no longer any excuse for a weedy lawn.
By the late 1940s, the herbicide business had turned into a roughly $10 million industry, and everyone wanted in, including one of the biggest chemical companies at the time, Monsanto.
Isn't that bad having the
One of Monsanto's main herbicide factories was in Nitro, West Virginia, where they pumped out almost a ton of 2,4,5-T a day. By 1949, Monsanto's business was booming, when all of a sudden, the plant exploded. Over 100 workers rushed out to see a dark cloud
Which plant?
rising 40 meters above the factory. They watched as a black stinking powder started raining down on their faces. Within hours, many of these men fell ill. First, they got headaches and nausea, but then their skin began to erupt with bumps, pustules, and acne. The lesions on some of the workers' faces got so bad that Monsanto's on-site doctors had to peel off layers of their skin in an attempt to remove them. The doctors later noted that when these men are in a closed room together, there is a strong odor. They wrote, "We believe these men are excreting a foreign chemical through their skins." But neither the doctors nor anyone else at Monsanto knew what the chemical was, because both 2,4,5-T and 2,4-D were marketed as very safe.
See, when the herbicides were first getting introduced, Jones, the original inventor, even remarked that he knew people who would accidentally drink or spray the herbicides onto themselves, and they suffered no ill health effects. They were fine. And one of the doctors, after him, remarked that, "I've personally taken 1/2 a gram of pure 2,4-D a day for 3 weeks. You judge the results." It was the 40s, so people were a bit crazy, but yeah, it seemed pretty safe.
Back at Nitro, Monsanto analyzed all the other ingredients they were using to make 2,4,5-T, but they still couldn't find what was causing their workers' skin to erupt in this way. This is where their search seemingly stopped.
With no culprit, the conditions at the plant stayed.
Maybe when they burn it. When they burn it, it's different.
Mostly the same, and Monsanto just
Yeah.
offered their workers a choice.
It's a
Either
chemical
keep on
reaction, so
working
it
with
changes the
2,4,5-T,
thing.
or you can take the gate.
For many, this was no choice at all, since there were hardly any other jobs in town. So most of the workers stayed, with something inside the factory poisoning them for years to come.
It wasn't until 1957, 8 years after the explosion, that a German dermatologist, Karl Schultz, found himself treating patients with similar-looking lesions and acne. He wasn't surprised by the symptoms because many of these patients worked in 2,4,5-T factories around Hamburg. But when Schultz would test these ingredients from the instruction list on rabbit ears he had at the lab, he would get no reactions. And this puzzled him. How do these ingredients do nothing in his own tests, but at the same time cause these painful skin disorders inside 2,4,5-T factories?
Well, to make 2,4,5-T...
Yo, how come scientists can discover a new type of light or a new material out of outer space, but can't figure out?
To the jungle,
nah,
xQc.
they knew. What is different? What could be this? What could be different? Yo, yeah, it's like drugs. No, you can snort it, you can smoke it, you can eat it, you could acid. Like, dude, they knew. Like, it's just a different
You start
method.
with tetrachlorobenzene, a benzene ring with 4 chlorine atoms attached to it. These chlorine atoms are very electronegative, so they want to steal electrons from nearby atoms. Luckily for them, the 6 carbons in the benzene ring are all sharing their electrons in these fuzzy donut-shaped clouds around the ring. That's what this circle in the diagram is meant to represent. The chlorine atoms pull on this electron cloud, bringing it closer to themselves, and as a result, the carbons in the benzene ring become slightly positively charged, and the chlorines slightly negatively charged. Now, if you heat up tetrachlorobenzene with sodium hydroxide, one of the negative hydroxide ions will want to bind to one of the slightly positively charged carbons in the benzene ring. And to do that, it forces out the chlorine atom, taking its place. This creates trichlorophenol, or TCP, a key ingredient in making the herbicide. From here, if you keep the reaction at 170 degrees Celsius, you can add a series of chemicals to grow out this oxygen tail into an acid, giving you 2,4,5-T.
On paper, this is all there is. If you follow the exact steps here and control the conditions, then none of these ingredients will explain the horrible face.
So it's just a shit lab then.
But Schultz wasn't satisfied with this.
Actually, he's the goat. He is clearly the goat.
Maybe there is something in this process, some secret reaction that is contaminating the whole chemical supply.
Ideally, the industrial process of transforming tetrachlorobenzene into
No, it's what I'm saying. I'm not a fucking genius like to figure out that like it's the heat that caused it, but so it's what they knew. Like they knew 100%.
5T
8 years
should
to figure out
happen
that,
at
that
170
put more
degrees
heat
Celsius.
than...
But if the temperature gets any
Nah,
higher,
I'm crazy at the ball game.
there is suddenly
Dude,
enough energy in the
bonk,
system for
I'm
two molecules
insane.
of TCP to fuse together. This creates a molecule commonly known as dioxin. It forms only in trace amounts, so you might expect to end up with roughly 1 or 2 molecules of dioxin for every 100,000 molecules of 2,4,5-T.
I mean, that's pretty high.
It seemed too small to be a problem. Nevertheless, Schultz decided to test it. He took some TCP, this time contaminated with trace amounts of dioxin, and rubbed it into his own skin.
Oh man, these fucking
And
scientists.
he got the same acne as the workers at the nitro
Jeez.
plant.
Once Schultz realized the threat here, he immediately contacted all the big chemical producers in Germany. And one of these German companies even sent letters to both Monsanto and Dow, the other big herbicide producer in the US. And they warned them that the acne-causing effects are stemming from pollution through
I've never played Dota 2.
referring to dioxin. They even listed when exactly
Is that
during the
good?
process the contamination was happening and what to do to prevent it. Yet Monsanto denied ever getting these letters, and Dow said they somehow misfiled them.
Classic.
Regardless, it was obvious to both companies that something in the production of 2,4,5-T was poisoning their workers. But Monsanto didn't warn the public about the danger, perhaps because the herbicides were about to make them a whole lot of money.
In 1961, the president of South Vietnam was at war with the newly founded Viet Cong. This guerrilla force was set on overthrowing his rule and uniting Vietnam under a communist regime. The Viet Cong were masters of the jungle. They laid deadly traps for their enemies and ambushed them using underground tunnels. South Vietnam was losing the war, so the president faced a choice: either accept defeat in the jungle or destroy it. He reached out to his allies, the US, and asked them for help.
Everything I hear or see about the Vietnam War is like a disaster. It's like just the most awful shit of all time.
And
Like,
soon they
what's up
came
with
in
that
flying
fucking
with
region?
thousands of barrels of herbicide. This was the start of Operation Ranch Hand. The US's herbicide of choice was Agent Orange, a 50-50 split of 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T, supplied by the US's biggest chemical manufacturers. The largest supplier by volume was Monsanto. Agent Orange ravaged through South Vietnam, destroying 20% of the jungles.
After World War I, though, weren't there like rules against this type of shit, though? I'm confused. I thought we had... This is
I mean,
World War I, no?
they had rules, it's just the US doesn't keep them.
Both sides got sprayed with it too. Mostly
Alright,
by
people
accident.
purposely don't
it is not toxic
use
for
the
humans,
nukes,
animals, or
but
drinking
US
water,
uses them
but
anyway.
Monsanto
Right?
and Dow knew otherwise.
They just break the rules.
See, during Ranch Hand, they
don't give a
secretly
fuck.
exchanged information on their herbicides.
Right, that's why people always say US number one. US is number one because they're the only people that keeping the rules.
Was the most
Right,
toxic
outside
compound they
of,
had
you know,
ever experienced,
shitty
and that
fake
even trace
countries in
amounts of it
Africa or some
caused
shit.
incapacitating
Right, of course they're not keeping the rules because they're fake countries, they're nothing countries, they're not... but right, every other actual real country is keeping the rules, except NA, US.
Sent communication to the US government warning them about the threat.
In fact,
What?
Dow's vice president
Dude,
reportedly
who the
said,
fuck are you?
if the government learns about this, the whole industry will suffer. As a result, the US sprayed South Vietnam with 72 million liters of Agent Orange, within which was just 80 liters of dioxin. And even though that doesn't seem like much, the damage was irreparable. Civilians and soldiers on both sides suffered from skin diseases and cancer. Children were born with physical and mental disabilities. By some estimates, as many as 3 million people suffered from the effects of Agent Orange. This outraged the public. In 1967, 5,000 scientists signed a petition to the president condemning his use of the herbicides. And Monsanto was under scrutiny too.
Yeah, they did agree to not use biological warfare after World War One. But I mean, US just does it anyway. Right?
To quote unquote fix other countries like political or whatever like state. Why is it always you don't hear about fucking UK invading fucking Japan or Vietnam or some shit and go, yo, don't do this shit. I don't get it. I don't understand it. What if they just didn't do none of that ever? That example. Like,
I mean, they did.
Why? Own interest. Interesting.
It's just by the time the UK and Japan were at war, right?
Herbicide was about to be
the UK was already preoccupied with you know, their entire global empire collapsing because they were at war with Germany.
To replace 2,4,5-T with a safer herbicide, but after 9 years of research, they weren't getting anywhere. All of the scientists,
I mean, chemical warfare like bombs.
Referred to this new initiative as a dead area.
Dude, I bet you think you're really smart, but you aren't.
France, and by early 1970, he was about to give it up too. But before abandoning the project, France decided to do one final set of experiments. So he thought up 19 possible acids that could maybe work as herbicides, and decided to test them out. He prepped the first herbicide, but nothing happened. The plant was completely fine.
The only thing you have to say is some fucking technical term. Dude, you're grasping at straws, buddy. And you're putting words in my mouth. You're saying shit I never said. Right? You're fucking midwit, you fucking noob. You're dumb, right? You think you're smart, you're dumb. Okay? So shut the fuck up. And start maybe listening, right? You listen, you learn. If you just, dude, if you keep going at it, you don't know what the fuck you're saying, right? You need to learn before you speak, buddy.
Burn it.
Herbicide had no activity. Then he decided to test the second herbicide.
Alright, that's the reason you are in the chat and I'm talking to you, buddy. You need to learn before you speak, right? Why are you poor? You're poor not because you're just unfortunate and you didn't get the money, you didn't get the opportunities. No, you're poor because you're poor in every way, right? You're poor of character, you're poor in talent, you're poor, you have bad looks, right? You have got nothing going on for you, right? You're not just poor in one way, you're poor in every single way, right? And you pretend like you are that guy, right? You are poor. You are poor. If you weren't poor, I would have known about you, but I don't. So you're poor. You're poor nobody, right? Who are you? Ploppercon. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know you, man. You are poor, right? You are poor. You say you're not poor, but I mean, you're crying and laughing about it, right? You are poor.
It was 10 times more powerful than any herbicide the team had ever seen. And allegedly, it made the plants super nasty. It made the plants super nasty. Oh, that was disgusting.
This miracle compound was glyphosate, a phosphonic acid group on one end and a carboxyl group on the other, with a nitrogen, hydrogen, or amino group in between.
To make sure it was commercially feasible, France and his colleagues set up tests in these outdoor fields. And as one of the scientists was getting back...
Dude, xQc is the GOAT. You're right, Fazalt. You are right. Come on, man. You are right. Dude, it's always with these guys, the rage baiters in the chat, right? They come up with some nothing burger argument. I bitch them, and then they just repeat my arguments, right? I called you poor. Now you call me poor. Like, that's a fucking gotcha. Dude, you lost, buddy. Or you lost. Come on, man. You know people that have everything in the world don't need a fucking job. Dude, jobs are for slaves. You're a fucking broke nobody. Right? You don't need to get a job. You have a job. Like, dude, it's just embarrassing.
The fates are, I feel like, are bad. What is that last terminology? What does the fate mean? Is that like a spray, like a gas, like a?
To these test sites, he saw the results from the plane.
Acid.
It was clear as day. All he could do is write Eureka across the performance report. It was the best herbicide they'd ever seen.
So what made it so great at killing plants?
Or you call me degen, but you do that because you know I'm right. Right? You know you have to be exceptional to break the cycle, buddy. You need to be exceptional to be that guy. Right? If you're just going to be mediocre, you're going to be mediocre forever. There's no way to push outside of mediocrity just doing whatever everyone expects you to do. Right? It's just mediocrity is unacceptable, you know. So if you are, I mean, just be good. Be humble and accept you're not that guy. And if you want to try and be like me, right? Try to be like me, and then fail at it, right? Try to be like the goat, and then fail at it because you're not that guy. But again, at least then you can see how wrong you are. But if you're just going to be mediocre, man, you need to get a job. You need to just work and keep working and keep working, right? There's something in it for you. This is not it, right? This is not it. Because you don't have the skills to support it, right? You don't have that. Living the dream, no. I mean, not living the dream, right? You know I have nothing. But there's something at the end of the road, no. Maybe there's nothing at the end of the road. It doesn't matter, right? Because by the time I fail, or by the time I make it, what happens is, the memories and the legacy, right? The road has already been paved, right? There were people before me that crawled so I could walk, and I walked so you could run, right? The thing is, you do nothing at every point in your life. You do nothing of value, right? Just do the things that were expected of you. You do whatever makes you feel okay at the moment, right? You do whatever whatever keeps you alive, yeah? What I do, dude, what the fuck? Dude, what I do is beyond that because I make the culture, right? You wouldn't know what to think if it wasn't for me, yo. Huh? Who the I'm not smoking anything. I mean, I'm just gonna watch the video, man. These guys don't get it. They don't get it, man.
One of the steps, two acids, S3P and PEP, need to transform into a third compound, but they can only do that with the help of an enzyme called EPSPS, which catalyzes the reaction and helps the two molecules combine. However, if glyphosate is present during this reaction, it will begin to mimic PEP because they have a very similar geometry. And because of that, glyphosate actually binds first to EPSPS, blocking it from acting as a catalyst. Now the acids can't transform and the whole shikimate pathway is destroyed. Without it, there are no amino acids and the plant dies.
Oh!
Crucially, the shikimate pathway is unique to plants and things like bacteria and fungi. Humans and animals don't have it. In fact, we have to eat foods that contain these 3 amino acids.
But for Monsanto, this was good news because they could market that glyphosate targets an enzyme found in plants, but not in humans or pets.
So
after decades of toxic products
compared to its CETA counterpart, for example, nitrate, no 3- versus nitrite, no 2-.
Oh, nitrate, nitrite. That makes sense.
Monsanto finally had one which they were sure was safe. And research was also showing that after you spray glyphosate, the microorganisms in the soil break it down into safe byproducts. It was biodegradable. Glyphosate was perfect, so they wasted no time in getting it on the market. In 1974, Monsanto had a new hit herbicide, Roundup.
Roundup is better. It goes through the plant to kill it.
and Rhizome. I find the United States fascinating when it's something that can make one person a lot of money, right? And can fuck the whole country up. They jump on it with both feet in the mud, happy to do. Yay! Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Dude, that's the American dream.
It's not that big of a deal. Just don't fuck everybody over.
My roots hurt real bad. Hank. Roundup, no root, no.
I mean,
farmers loved it because
no comments. Yeah, because this is just a normal thing. Right? They always say that.
It allowed them to practice something called no-till farming. See, usually,
Dude, I've already said enough. Right?
The entire field before planting.
Broke boys don't get it. Right? Broke boys don't understand what it is to live in a rich world.
Everything dies, and then you just
because they're poor.
Into the residue. It was easier.
But of course you don't get it. It's a completely different world.
And Roundup was safe to use too. They marketed it as
right? We make things
safe enough to drink, basically.
So you get to live. Right? That's how it works. Yo, what is up with the haters in the chat, man?
Monsanto was selling 7 million pounds
what is this?
And making $1 billion each year.
Fraud. Since when was I a fraud? Fraud what? What did I ever fraudalize?
For example, Alichlor, which was moderately popular at the time, you can tweak the molecule a bit here or there, and you still get a very potent weed killer. So if you patented a specific herbicide, your competitors could still use hundreds of its close relatives, which would still work perfectly well without violating your patent rights.
Classic.
But glyphosate was different. If you were to modify the
molecule, dude, patents are literally pointless at what they do, and they only make the world worse in every single way. They're shit. I've said this so many times, they're shit. They're dog shit. Patents suck. IP laws are terrible. They're awful, they're pure evil. They're just completely inefficient and evil at the same time. It's like, you get the worst of everything. They're shit so bad.
And this was a problem because farmers could only really spray Roundup on their field twice, either right before planting the seeds or right after a harvest. But for Monsanto, this wasn't as much of a problem. See, they thought if we could somehow make the crops like soybean or corn resistant to Roundup, well then farmers could spray it on their field during the whole year and it would keep killing the weeds, but not the Roundup resistant crops. Crops which Monsanto could sell them. And as a result, they would have a complete monopoly over both the herbicide and the seed supply.
Monsanto's idea was this.
Chat, why don't they just make all the vegetables and shit like that invincible to everything and good in every way? And it's like a super fucking mega cancer. Like a super invincible, like the Hulk.
If glyphosate blocks the EPSPS enzyme in plants, then they
I think it's because the fucking vegan Andes, the all-natural dumb fucks, don't buy it then. Right, they don't buy it.
Block all of it, and so the plant can still survive. They tried this out on petunias, but it didn't work. The flowers would survive a tiny amount of Roundup, but a normal dose would still kill them.
Monsanto was kind of stumped, and they didn't have time to rest, because while glyphosate and Roundup were under their patents, a Roundup-resistant seed wasn't, and their competitors knew this.
A squishy banana?
In 1985, a company called Calgene published a paper in Nature showing that they made tobacco slightly resistant to glyphosate. The paper showed promise, but more importantly, it made it clear to Monsanto that they were running out of time. The researchers were desperate, calling this patent race the Manhattan Project. And then one of the engineers had a genius idea. Monsanto had a ton of these factories where they were converting phosphate into glyphosate. And they had a lot of sludge leaching out of these factories.
Wait, the what now?
Converting phosphate into glyphosate.
Jeff,
and they had a lot of sludge leaching out of these factories.
Really bad?
So if there was anything living around these factories in this sludge, there was a chance it was resistant to glyphosate. So the researchers went to one of these factories, scooped it out, and found a strain of salmonella in it, which was kind of surprising to them because salmonella usually relies on the shikimate pathway. But here it was thriving in glyphosate.
So what did... I didn't even say anything. How am I incorrect about saying nothing? Who are you talking to? Are you talking to the goat? Wait. Are you talking to my goat? You are not talking to my goat, are you now? You can't. The goat is always right. You know that. The goat's stakes are to die for. You know that. I mean... Yeah. Have a nice day, man. See you, man. Dude, Rin. Who are you talking to? I don't... xQc is the goat, not a goat. He's the goat. Right? There's only one goat. So... I mean, do you not know what the goat is? You don't know what the goat is. He's the goat, right? xQc is the goat. And you say wrong, but I mean, all I have to say is just observe and you learn the truth, right? The legacy speaks for itself. xQc is the goat, and he always wins in the end. He's always right. He takes her to die for, right? We have to glaze the goat because the goat deserved it, right? He's the goat for a reason. So just...
So that glyphosate
observe it.
bind to it and block the shikimate pathway.
Wait. Scientists took that salmonella DNA and loaded it onto a gene gun. Not this one here, but it's actually surprisingly similar.
See, they placed thousands of these salmonella DNA strips onto microscopic gold particles in the gene gun, which they then fired into the plant tissue all over at 1,400 kilometers per hour. The gold particles would bombard the plant cells, and some of them would make it into the nucleus. Here, the DNA detaches from the gold, and it integrates itself into the plant's chromosome.
So you can do that in the biology? You can
Apparently,
fucking
and gold, so it doesn't bind to stuff, right? I'm pretty sure gold is sort of neutral.
Over the new EPSPS gene.
Thousand new possibilities.
Planted seeds with
No, the goat is he's the gamer goblin, dude. He's the skeleton king.
But nothing happened. The soybean
right? He's got all the skills. Right? He can tank anything, everything.
Okay. What if you take human, gonna be human thing, and you send a Chad DNA in it? You just send like a muscular 7-foot master, bang, and you fucking send it.
Then people are gonna cry eugenics when it's not eugenics.
They had patents for glyphosate-resistant canola.
Dude, they don't know what it means, man.
They called this lineup of GMO
they
seeds
say
Roundup Ready.
They say it
These Roundup Ready seeds took
like genetic manipulation is eugenics when it's not.
70% of all soybeans grown in the U.S. were Monsanto's, with Roundup making them more than 2.5.
Okay, but how do we know, chat? Like some big, let's say, rich figures, like people that have billions of dollars. How do we know that their children aren't like fucking made in a lab full of DNA gun, and they make them superhumans and shit like that?
You don't.
$1 billion a year.
How do we know that?
It was the best-selling agricultural product ever.
And every farmer could join in on this Roundup plus Roundup Ready revolution.
But you don't. So he might be onto something here, man. He's the goat, man. The goat is the vision. He's a genius.
Here, and I just wanted to read some terms. So the grower or the farmer who accepts and wants to use the seeds agrees to not.
xQc is not balding. Dude, xQc is not balding. He's not even close to balding. Dude, his entire family has a perfect hairline. Right.
Explain.
It's not even possible for him to be bald. Just look at him.
And
He's the goat.
Also agreed to not to supply the seed.
He can tank anything.
To anyone for planting. Meaning you cannot save the seeds you bought last year to plant this year, and you also cannot share or sell your seeds to anyone else.
Oh, the
Here's another one. The farmer agrees to identify and allow Monsanto and its representatives access to the land farmed by the grower or the farmer. And this...
Wait, said what now?
The land farmed by the grower or the farmer. And this allows Monsanto to examine and take samples of the crops, crop residue, or the seeds located therein. And here's a final one. The grower accepts the terms of the following notice requirement by signing this agreement or by opening a bag of seeds. So you're agreeing to these terms even just by opening a bag of seeds. If you thought that this contract was crazy, you should see the stuff that we sign up to today online. I have some terms and conditions here from a social media website. Here's what it says. We may collect biometric identifiers and we may up to 5 members.
The difference between these ones is that once they start doing bad stuff with whatever stuff you're signing up for online, is they get fucked hard because they're just doing it to random people in the public, and they get sick and tired of this shit because they never actually read the shit they signed up for, right? They just signed up for it And once they start fucking people, they start fucking everyone. And they are not gonna take that shit. What? I'm not bad at Bong2do, I'm crazy good at Bong2do. I'm better than you. Okay? Way better than you even. Right? I'm more like 500 times better than you. Right? You can't say people are bad and a fraud when... I mean, I'm not even a scammer and a fraud. That's just... I mean, that's just basic slander, right? But I'm very good at Bong2do. Well, I'm not even... I'm just kind of average. It's just... The people that I've played, that I've seen, right, that come into the chat and talk shit and all that, are so fucking bad, right? They're not even bad at only Bonk, they're bad at everything they do in life, because it's why they come in the chat and why they get mad at me for nothing. But, right, if you say I'm bad at the game, you are bad at getting money because you're poor. You're bad at studying, right? You got a fucking B- on your test. That's embarrassing, right? You're an embarrassment to your ancestors. Right? You failed one time. What a fucking embarrassment. Right? You know how easy that is? It's easy as shit. Right? So, alright, I know when you grow up and you grow out of this phase, you come back and think about me and how much I did for you, right? I sat here and bitched you, right? To put you in your place, because people like you need to learn. There are people that are better than you in every imaginable way. And when you come across these people, you just listen, because you listen and you learn, right? If you don't listen, you don't learn, and you become an outcast. But if you listen to the people that are really better than you, like the goat right there, you need to learn, right? You need to learn, buddy. If you don't learn, it's over for you. You're gonna fall behind, man.
I'd not to use Monsanto's seeds and herbicide.
The thing was, you have Roundup Ready seeds and you spray them with Roundup, everything's gonna be fine on your end. But your neighbor doesn't have Roundup Ready seeds, so if your herbicide drifts over to your neighbor's side, it's gonna kill his plants. So neighbors were concerned, thinking their crops were gonna be lost, so they got Roundup Ready as well. And soon enough, Monsanto controlled the whole market.
And the control didn't end there. As one seed grower from Ohio remembers it, Monsanto's salesmen would tell people they could either sign on or they'd all be out of business within the next 2 years.
Well, that's true.
Monsanto was going to dominate the entire seed industry, and there was nothing anybody could do about it.
So hundreds of thousands of farmers signed the deal, and it wasn't a good one.
One evening,
it's all because of patents too. It's all because of fucking IP rights.
Runyon was relaxing at home when two men knocked on his door.
They led me to believe that they were doing a survey.
I blame Monsanto all you want. I blame the laws. They're shit.
Because they know the properties are shit, right? But it's not scummy because the product is good. Like, you make a product, you control it. It is what it is. I mean, I don't get it.
They wanted to know what kind of crops I planted. They wanted to know what kind of herbicides I used, the seed I bought and purchased and used.
Runyon wasn't interested, so he decided to shut the door when he heard one of the men say, "I think he's guilty." Runyon didn't know what they meant, but a few months later, he got a letter from Monsanto saying that he had 7 days to turn over all of his business records to the company.
He was shocked because Runyon was one of the few farmers that never signed a contract with Monsanto, and yet here they were threatening to sue him for patent infringement.
Apparently, someone had tipped Monsanto off that Runyon had been replanting their seeds illegally.
All I had to do is fly a plane with their bullshit in it, and then drop a seed by accident in the middle of it, and he would have a fucking patented mother sucker in the middle.
Farmers all across the country were getting the same types of letters.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to overstate how much Monsanto tried to control farmers. They sent private detectives and ex-cops to inspect farms all over the US, waving their terms and conditions of the contract into farmers' faces to let them onto their property. They hired plane and helicopter pilots to survey the farmlands from above for signs of infringement.
How the fuck would you...
Threats. How could people possibly stand up to them?
And they even had a company hotline, 1-800-ROUNDUP, that farmers could call to snitch on their neighbors.
It still exists. 1-800-ROUNDUP.
You're calling them now?
Dude, they could literally drop a few seeds at one spot they know of. They fly over and say, "Oh, we're checking. Oh, we found infringement. Look, we're gonna prove it." And they go later on, scoop it up, and they go, "Yo, look, they actually had it because we saw it from above. But they dropped the seeds."
I think I got it right.
you have information about the misuse of seed or a compliance issue, please press 3.
That phone number was in existence in the same time that we're talking about there, where people could rat out, you know, their neighbor.
As Runyon himself puts it, there is much mistrust in the countryside today. You never know who might report on you. You could actually willfully plant unauthorized seed in somebody's land if you want to destroy them.
I mean, again, this whole video is just another reason why I'm just completely right about this. Dude, IP laws suck, they're terrible. Patents suck, they're terrible. Right, they're evil and terrible.
And not exercising their patent rights when only
they're terrible for the economy, and they're morally just corrupt.
And while Monsanto ultimately ended up letting Runyon go,
and it couldn't be more obvious.
Sued over 400 farmers, raking in over
I mean, at this point, when he put the laws in, of course it wasn't obvious, because he couldn't see in the future, but now that we are in the future,
because they just couldn't risk the legal fees.
I mean, just put two and two together,
man. They were
influencing
radio stations at one point, and the radio stations would publicly say the name of the people who were saving Roundup seeds on air.
It sounds like a supervillain plot. Really?
Yeah, well, people actually started calling them Monsatan, so... This culture of fear and paranoia turned neighbors against each other, especially in communities where some farmers didn't wish to use Monsanto's herbicide system. One of those farmers was Mike Wallace. See, Mike had a field of soybean here that wasn't resistant to Monsanto's herbicide. But his neighbor, who was also growing soybean, did use Monsanto's system. Now, to be clear, this herbicide wasn't glyphosate itself. It was Monsanto's other herbicide product called dicamba, but it was still packaged in this Roundup and Roundup Ready system. Now, one day, Mike noticed that some of his soybean was dying, and he suspected it was the herbicide from the neighboring farm drifting over, killing his soybean. And he could tell this was the case because the weeds underneath the neighbor's soybean were dying, allegedly because of the herbicide. And he believed this caused him around $100,000 in damages, and the neighbor denied that it was his fault. Now, the tensions between the two farms grew, so Mike wanted to chat with one of the workers from the farm to discuss the situation. They met on a country field road near both farms, and what happened next isn't really clear. Things got sour quickly. Allegedly, Mike grabbed the worker's arm, so the worker pulled back and pulled out his gun, shooting Wallace until the gun was empty.
What?
Similar kinds of tragedies were happening all over the world. Monsanto infiltrated farming communities in India, Argentina, Canada, Brazil, and even Vietnam. By the 2010s, they were an almost untouchable monopoly.
Okay, then. I already said this like 5 minutes ago, but if you keep bringing up the same arguments, I'm not going to respond to the same shit 5 times, okay? I say it one time, if you don't listen, okay, dude, just rewind, right? Just rewind and listen to it again. And remember, right, because you're here to learn, okay? I'm not afraid. I stopped being afraid of speaking in public like 2 years ago, man. If you go back and you watch my shit, you know for a fact you're wrong, right? The legacy speaks for itself, okay? The legacy speaks for itself, right? At a certain point, you talk to people all around you all the time, so many times. It's not really you stop being anxious about anything, right? It's not an afraid thing, right? It's not that. Thing is, if you showed your face and your voice, you would be afraid, but you're not because you're hiding behind fucking alt accounts, right? But yeah. So just do something fun or just shut up.
On March 20th, 2015, an independent science panel called the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, came out with this. A paper saying glyphosate is probably carcinogenic to humans.
The most popular weed killer in the world may cause cancer.
IARC's classification of glyphosate as a probable carcinogen.
Damage to chromosomes and DNA in human cells.
This came as a shock to everyone, especially Monsanto.
They don't know how IARC could reach a conclusion such as this one.
See, other big health organizations like the US Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and even the World Health Organization, which is actually the parent organization to IARC, both claimed that glyphosate posed no carcinogenic risk to humans and animals.
I think the IARC designation took the public by such huge surprise because Monsanto had really done such a good job for 40 plus years convincing the world that this stuff was safer than table salt.
Monsanto was furious about this ruling, so on the same day they sent a scathing letter to the World Health Organization complaining how this classification needs to be rectified immediately. They claimed IARC chose to disregard dozens of studies and that conclusions on glyphosate must be non-biased, thorough, and based on quality science. Soon after, 5 review papers came out bashing
the science is only good when I support it.
their decision. So why would IARC disagree with all the other agencies? And why would they
Or the only peer that can review the science is me. Right? I'm the fucking authority. I'm the authority that decides everything is right and when something isn't right.
Monsanto for a while now. Allegedly, Roundup was causing a decline in the bee population, so he thought he could make a case out of it. But one day, one of Wisner's colleagues told him that her cousin-in-law had been using Roundup on his farm for as long as she could remember. And then, both he and his dog developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, or NHL, a type of cancer targeting the lymphatic system.
I mean, that's
In
GG's.
late 2015.
He didn't stop using it.
Dude, the
until he was
lymphatic
too
system is
weak
GG's.
to do anything. He didn't think there was any danger with Roundup.
See, the IARC paper that came out saying glyphosate...
Dude, I didn't even put any arguments forward, man. I just defended myself against your baseless slander, basically.
And reports of Roundup
Right.
users getting diagnosed with NHL were popping up more frequently. This seemed like more than just
You
a
keep repeating
coincidence.
yourself, right? You say I'm trashing Bonk, I say watch the stuff, and you know I'm crazy good, right? I mean the legacy to yourself, I go into quick play and it's like, it's 100 to nothing, right? Basically, right? I'm the only guy, dude, I'm one of the best, right? I'm just one of the best in the game, overall one of the best in the game, right? At least top 50, probably top 20, right? And you're at the bottom 100,000, right? You're a noob, right? You're not even bad at the game. You're just a noob, right? I don't blame you for being a noob, but you're a noob, right? You're a noob. You know, you're a noob. All right, okay. Name if you say stop the cap, name 10 players that are better than me. Yeah, just 10. Maybe just a couple of people that you met in the game. I'll tell you if I can beat them like solidly, convincingly. All right. No, Bombas, no, you're trash at the game, right? Dude, Ren, you're dog shit. You're dog shit, right? You're dog shit at the game. Or you haven't even played against 2 people in the game yet, right? You've never even played the game before. You're a noob. You're trash, right? You're trash. Bombas, no, you suck at the game. Bombas, no, you're trash at the game, right? But Ren, you're even worse, okay? At least Bombas, no, has the ability to dude it's a very low skill floor game, right? If you can't beat a guy, you know why? It's a very low skill floor, very high skill ceiling, right? One mistake is enough to die, but you learn the game in like 9 games, right? So if you play a game, let's say Fortnite, right? And you go 99 to nothing against a guy, that's not really impressive if he's a noob, right? Because the game is so easy to win against noobs. It's so easy to noob stomp, right? But you play against a noob in Bonk and you go 99 to nothing. It's kind of impossible because just missing a heavy once out of 99 is enough to probably kill you, right? And that will happen probably. Unless you're the best player in the game, you will miss a heavy one time in 100 games, right? It's just inevitable, you know? Because there's such a high skill ceiling and the game is so volatile. But again, these guys in the chat don't even know what I'm talking about because they're fucking noobs, right? They don't know what I'm saying because they're noobs. They don't know anything about the game. They're trash, right? Dude, Bombs, know you're trash. You're dog shit. You say Vietnam servers, like I wasn't also nerfed by the servers. I'm always nerfed by the servers. The game is fucking garbage, right? The servers are so bad. Everyone is nerfed by the servers. You can't use lag as an excuse. Only noobs use lag as an excuse, right? If you have experience with the game, you know Lag is just inevitable. If you die to lag, it's unfortunate, but you move on, right? It's just a part of the game, right? The game is fucking trash. 10-1 with arrows. And you never even played me with arrows. What are you talking about?
He had a case, but Monsanto was a corporate giant he couldn't tackle alone. So he teamed up with other lawyers and also an investigative journalist who'd been reporting on Monsanto for decades.
So there's a lot to write about. Spent a lot of time at Monsanto headquarters. It became pretty clear this company really doesn't care about its customers.
No way. Right. It's every company ever.
Together,
Man.
this group of lawyers started a lawsuit.
They don't care about money.
And they forced them
We love money, right?
But the guys that farm it get cancer. But the people that eat it though, do they get cancer? Because what if they say, oh, this is cancer, the guy that grow it, they wear a hazmat suit or some shit.
Dude.
Monsanto had to comply, and so the lawyers
are you crazy? What are you talking about?
Memos and safety studies.
Saying one thing publicly and saying something completely different internally. The duplicity, the deception.
Yo, I haven't seen a bee in like 10 years. Chat, where are the bees at? Chat, I haven't seen a bee in 10 years.
I always see a lot of bees.
Jaw-dropping.
You know, there's a bush at the corner of my street. If you go there when it's spring, you hear a whole hive of bees in the one bush. They love bush. They love bushes. The one bush, they love it.
Not the fucking wasps and the mother suckers, the bumblebees, the big one that are fluffy.
Yeah, I see them all the time.
Where the fuck are they at?
I love those. The butterballs.
Possible human carcinogen.
I'm level 160, I think.
To do more studies.
Almost.
And
or
Monsanto fought
already, maybe.
that. No, you just need to trust what we're telling you.
I love 180
reading the
though.
data wrong, etc., etc.
But what about it though? The level? I know a guy that's level 400 plus.
When the EPA suddenly changed its
Dude,
mind, they said
there are some people in the game that play the game for almost 10 years straight. Right? Straight every day. They almost hit the max every day, and they're not even at level 500 yet. Because the game is 10 years old almost. Next year, I think. Maybe it's already 10 years old. Right? That is nuts.
Oncogenicity will
right? Not even level 500.
Huh?
And instead, in 1991, the EPA classified glyphosate as having evidence of non-carcinogenicity for humans. The cancer concern in mice was never made public, and this new classification certainly helped push Roundup sales, at least until more independent research came in.
See, one of the most influential research papers on Roundup actually came out in the year 2000. It was the safety evaluation and risk assessment of the herbicide Roundup and its active ingredient glyphosate for humans, commonly just called Williams-Crowes.
Dude, Michael Clayton, I love that movie. I love that movie. Yeah, it's like this.
After its authors. This was the landmark paper on glyphosate safety, which concluded that Roundup herbicide does not pose a health risk to humans.
Look, I'll prove it to you.
Was cited over 1,200.
I'll look up the top bonk boards. Right? Here you go. These are the top players, right? I'm a little bit worse than this guy, the number 1. Number 2 and 3, I've never played. I'm a little bit better than number 4. I think I'm like a little bit worse maybe than this guy, but I haven't played him in a while. I'm way worse than number 6. I've never played that guy. 8, I'm a little bit worse. And then all these other guys I haven't played until this number 14. I'm way worse. And then these other ones, all the way down to I haven't played these guys. Then Big Tasty Bacon is fucking trash. The game is way better. Right. Let's see. I've played this why it's 20 guy, maybe, I'm not sure. Let's see, DPK, I'm like way better in Classic, but way worse in Arrows. And then all the way down, I've only played with Kool-Aid, but only in like non-competitive maps. And I've not played any of these other guys, I think. No, also way worse than Perpetuity. And other than that, I haven't played any of these. Oh, Alex and Terry I've played, but I'm way better in Classic and way worse in Grapple. I mean, you're not Turkey 505. Yeah, so it's gonna hit or miss, right? Like, some people are really good in one thing, and then I've never played them in other things, but some of them are decent in a lot of ways, right? So this DPK guy, for example, is really good in Arrows specifically. The other guy, where is he? Also, this guy, number 62, I've played. I'm a little bit worse than him. Yeah, Perpetuity is really good in Classic, but I don't know about anything else. Alex and Terry is really good in what you call it, Grapple, but in everything else I'm not really sure, right? So it's a big, right? The skill in the game is very much dependent on the game mode and the map, right? Most people aren't generally not good. Except for me, of course.
A lot.
And it was considered then by regulators of the foundational research paper to say that glyphosate was safe. This independent
Graphos for no reason.
Except the paper wasn't independent.
I mean, it depends on what map you play. If you play 1v1, simple 1v1, yeah, you should play it in Classic because it's just more fun. So you don't get to fucking hide all the time. But Grapple could be skill.
Your contributions in your view to the Williams paper
right,
substantial.
you kind of get destroyed. Yeah, let me draw that for you. Hold on.
But here's
Wait,
how Hayden's
no. Okay, color paint, of course. Open it up, mate. Right, let me draw that. This is Classic, right? Classic. Grapple, let's say Arrows and then Vital, right? All the other modes are awful. So the skill in Classic is just a straight line up. It doesn't stop being straight, right? It's just a straight line up. Then in Grapple, it's kind of like this. It's a big gap like that, boom, and then another low gap, and then boom, and it just goes up like that. Arrows is pretty much the same as Classic, except it's gonna exponential, right? It's more exponential, and Vital is like this, right? That's the difference. Classic is very low skill floor, high skill ceiling. Arrows is the same, right? But it's more exponential, right? Because arrows are so powerful. If you're a noob, you can just camp and win like half the matches. But if you're really good, they become very you can noob stomp really hard, right? Grapple, you need to learn how to move a little bit. After that, it's so defensive at this point, right? This point is so defensive, you can do nothing. And then you learn how to actually attack in the game. After that, it's pretty much just like Classic, right? And then Vital is just, you always die in the first 100 hours or 10 hours you play this game mode. You just die and die and die and die. And then all after that is pretty much just like Classic, yeah? Yeah, Classic's the best, of course. Because it plays into the strengths of the game the most, right? But how do you undo everything? Right, another third. You mean right? This is a lice, or I mean a lice is like this, or like this big bottom, right? A big ass bottom, like a little triangle, but it's still like that, right? So it's just like a cockroach. but it doesn't have wings, of course, but it's still like that. Yeah? Yeah, because the whole good part about... right, so Fetal and Grapple miss the low skill floor. Simplicity is key with all the modes, right? You don't need a special key. It's not necessary, right? You can play arrows or grapple, but Classic does the job. You didn't need it. You don't need the arrow. You don't need the grapple, or you just need it to move. But then Fetal also does that, right? Where it's so simple but so good, but it just misses the skill floor, right? It's too big of a learning curve to really get into. That's why no one plays the mode, because it's just too much of a learning curve. Whereas Classic is just kind of perfect. It's a perfect little game. It's just a perfect game, right?
His involvement in the paper internally.
And it's perfect because it's so simple.
Several new gray hairs during the writing of this thing.
Not because it's a brilliantly designed game, because it just apps. Right, take a platform fighter like Smash Bros. And you just remove pretty much everything until you only have the most simple mechanics and the core concept of the game, and that's Bonkadeo, right? It's just really abstract, and it just needs what it does what it needs to do, and nothing more. So you get the purest form.
They tried to change glyphosate cancer classifications at different agencies.
That's because the bottom should have been a bit rounder, right?
And they ghost wrote safety studies.
Lice are quite curvaceous.
All of these internal documents to the public, now known as the Monsanto Papers. People were furious.
Newly released docs show Monsanto executives colluding with corrupted EPA officials
who tried to influence media and science reports.
Monsanto appears to have been caught red-handed.
We have a paper trail that goes back to the 1980s. Stakes for Monsanto are extremely high.
Soon, lawyers were overwhelmed with calls from cancer patients who used Roundup and got diagnosed with NHL. They wished to be included in the lawsuit. By the end of the year, more than 3,000 victims had signed onto the case. But Monsanto tried to do everything to dismantle these carcinogen claims.
You remember the 5 independent papers that came out bashing the IARC decision to call glyphosate a probable carcinogen? Well, the main review article there was ghostwritten by Monsanto.
So you could see this paper getting edited and changed by people who worked for Monsanto. And it's been frustrating to see journals basically at every step of the way, declining to retract.
That paper is still online today, and Monsanto went all the way to discredit anyone who was opposing their view with something called their let nothing go strategy.
Let nothing go was essentially like, let nothing go. Somebody tweets online, Roundup causes cancer. You don't let that go. Like, you have an onslaught of people responding to that. They had whole training operations where they would bring in nutritionists and academics and other people to train them, like, what to say and how to say it.
Do not believe that glyphosate in Argentina is causing increases in cancer. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually, but not really, but
not really.
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
Chat. Most of them see this example being done, whatever, right? It ends up being bad. You know, like the guy who drank the fucking fuel. He said that the fuel wasn't cancer because it was like leaded or some shit like that. Whatever. He said, oh yeah, I'll drink this, and he got clapped.
But they very much became an army that Monsanto could deploy when a news article came out, for instance.
Are we gonna get some comments like under this video that are actually written by Monsanto?
I wouldn't be surprised.
But all of the confusion Monsanto tried to create around glyphosate wasn't enough.
It all comes back.
By the summer of 2018,
at this point, they're spending more to try and discredit the truth.
Was going to destroy them.
They're wasting money, right? And they love money to avoid being seen as bad, because they know being seen as good is way more important than money ever was. Right? In the end, they do care about morals. They just didn't care about it when people didn't know yet. Right?
If it's so obvious that they have you know, hundreds of thousands of plaintiffs.
Because people treat morals like it's
why
the
would a
same
company
as
do
social ethics.
Well, I think that's right. The big question that the
Or, like,
investors
your
are
social
asking, or
code.
had asked: why in God's name did you do this? Like, why did you do this? I think it was Wall Street Journal that had a headline: "Worst acquisition in history" or something like that.
Bayer stock tanked immediately after the acquisition, and things only got worse.
Why, they have a strat, I'm sure.
A few months later, the first case against the Monsanto-Bayer company went to trial. The plaintiff was Dwayne Lee Johnson, who had developed non-Hodgkin lymphoma after accidentally getting doused with Roundup at work. The jury, faced with evidence from the Monsanto papers, sided with Johnson, awarding him $289 million in damages, and Bayer had to pay up. By 2025, Bayer had to settle more than 100,000 cancer lawsuits for the damages caused by Monsanto's Roundup, amounting to over $10 billion in settlements.
Monsanto, which is now owned by
Yeah, that's what happens when you pay.
denies any wrongdoing.
You pay public
They don't accept
frauds
that Roundup
more
could
than
cause
you
the
pay the
plaintiff's
government.
cancer.
You get
So
fucked,
after
right?
all this publicity and scandal,
You should pay the
how
government,
dangerous
or
is
you pay the
Roundup
government
really?
to keep your
My
position.
question has always
Dude.
been,
So you pay
it doesn't
taxes. If
cause
you don't pay your
cancer,
taxes, you
and
go
it's
to
not
jail.
dangerous, and there's
Right?
no
So
real
if
risk
you're
to
rich,
health.
you're
Why in
a
God's
rich
name would
company.
Monsanto have to
If you stop
spend
funding the
millions and
government,
millions and millions
they're gonna
of
stop.
dollars to create
They're gonna
studies
stop planting you in the position you
hire
are.
PR companies
Right?
to
You're gonna fall
ghostwrite
off
articles
hard.
online and like, why would you have to engage in so much deception if you truly had a safe product, right?
Well, according to IARC, one of the biggest concerns with glyphosate is genotoxicity. Some studies have shown that if you get overexposed to glyphosate, like many farmers would, then the chemical might substantially damage the DNA in your cells, which is a common mechanism of action for many carcinogens. And other studies have actually pointed to the shikimate pathway. Again, we don't use it, but the bacteria in our gut do. So if you ingest trace amounts of glyphosate, for example, through your food, it could disrupt your gut's microbiome.
If you can disrupt the enzyme in the microflora in your gut, the EPSP enzyme, the synthase, it could have all sorts of effects.
Now, IARC never specified at what dose glyphosate actually becomes dangerous, just that overall glyphosate is a probable carcinogen. And to put it into context, the other things in the same classification category are eating red meat or high temperature frying or pulling a night shift, but these are lower than the #1 category, which is a certain...
Dude, chat, guys, I'm so tired of this anti-Monsanto propaganda. The company is for 100% safe and has been tested multiple times to prove this. This is all nonsense. The guy's name is Copage. Bigfoot is fake. Buddy, you want to say something? Buddy,
73 months.
Are you gonna type something in the chat or not? No? Alright, well, put you on the slide for now.
carcinogen. And here, of course, you have alcohol and
Bigfoot is real. Okay.
tobacco and sunlight. And to give you context for our previous episode on forever chemicals, PFOA was a category 1, so a certain carcinogen, but PFOS is actually a category 2B, which is lower than glyphosate, at only a possible carcinogen.
From the data I've seen, glyphosate doesn't seem to be a particularly potent carcinogen, but high exposure to glyphosate is certainly associated with a modest increase in your ability to get certain types of cancers.
So it causes cancer, basically. The guy's talking big words to say it causes cancer directly. It's just you never get exposed to so much unless you are dumb, right? Unless you're both crazy and dumb and you failed at your job, you just don't come into contact with so much of this substance, right? Even if you're a farmer, you don't, right? But it causes cancer directly.
They're not following their own rules.
You said like something like 50%
But
of the
again,
papers that were about
so does the
glyphosate
sun,
safety and research and
you know?
toxicity were probably like industry funded.
So it's not such a big deal.
Honestly, it could be much
so many
more than
things cause
50%.
cancer directly.
I certainly do not think it's lower than that. There's just always a desire by these companies to control the science.
Today, Bayer still denies that glyphosate is a carcinogen.
they would still tell you they don't think there's anything.
Yeah, that's why you don't trust science.
When my book came
because
out,
it's shit.
Bayer reached out to me. They sent me an email. And
You don't trust science, you trust the truth.
We've read your book and we've learned a lot. I think Bayer.
Science is just a way of finding it out. But if the process of it isn't actual science, then it's dog shit. Right? It's just fraud. It's just frauds hiding behind a big word. Because people treat it like it's some fucking religion or some shit. I mean, it's just science, dude. It's boring. It's boring things done by people that have way too much time to waste their time.
What do they put in those roundups?
Chat, if you speedrun all the fucking predatory like plant and shit, and what they're exposed to, aren't they gonna become like a super plant and they'll take over the world though?
Yeah.
If not glyphosate.
Yeah.
Well, mostly full circle, so it's 2,4-D.
But they're immune to everything.
Isn't it that crazy?
Well, you know,
yeah, but then you hope it's the most tasteful, yummy plant in existence, so you can just keep eating the best plant.
And that's why it's really important to protect the most sensitive individuals.
I think another part of the problem here is how a company as big as Monsanto can just infiltrate academia. They have these big resources, so they can just push around scientists and
because they have money.
Results. They create so much confusion, and then they just avoid.
Let's be honest, Chad. The funding for a lot of this shit is very little, right? Because it's like some outlandish problem, whatever. Whatever these guys can fund, fucking way more people to figure the exact opposite. No.
The thing is, being a scientist or a researcher isn't a career, right? You need to get lucky. You pick the one thing a big company wanted to fund. So these guys, these scientists, when it comes to money, they switch up, they adjust their morals at the drop of a hat. Dude, they hear the fucking money sound, and that doesn't mean that's just big, right? They'll say anything, right? They're pretty much just prostitutes, except they do it for, they write big words on the paper, and then fake data. And then get away with it because no one actually peer reviews this shit, because there's way too much scientific papers out there to be peer reviewed. When is the last time you actually read a scientific paper? You probably read it like once or twice in college because you had to for a project. You never read that shit. They get away with so much dog shit and you just lie all the time. And you only find out way too late, so that's why you don't trust the science. The whole point of science is that you don't trust these guys, right? You don't trust the fucking lies. It's the whole point. It's so good at taking out the dog shit. It doesn't matter how many dog shit you pull in, it filters through it and gets the gem, right? That's the point of science. But then people treat it like it's a religion, that it ruins the whole premise, right?
Carrie Gillam's The Monsanto Papers and Bart Elmore's Seed Money. They were both incredibly valuable in researching this topic. And I also
it's like tobacco. Yeah, I enjoyed the video. That was a good video.
Right. Next.
They said it wasn't.
Roblox
hidden in this. Is a $1 billion
in the world. The developers of that game are now facing mounting criticism over child safety concerns.
Games like this are not helping.
7 million views in a one day.
The Roblox Corporation has sent a cease and desist letter to
I'm not tweaking.
Stopping the predators, Roblox stops the people stopping the predators.
They are the problem.
People everywhere are furious with Roblox, and now they're getting sued.
Oh, dude. Is this guy a law guy?
Very different. So today, I'm breaking down the.
I mean, I'm just gonna say my take. I don't really care about this video. Dude, the guy is not even a good lawyer. I mean, dude, lawyers are professional scammers. They're literally snake oil salesmen. Just like doctors, right? Just like dentists and people that sell their stuff, right? These guys are not only not only are they evil, they're incentivized to be evil and to scam you and make your life worse so you become a customer. That's their whole thing, right? If you don't want to be scammed by a lawyer, what you do is you just don't become a fucking criminal, right? It's pretty easy. Just don't commit crimes, dude. If you don't want to get scammed by a fucking doctor, what you do is you don't get sick, right? You eat good food and you don't go outside, right? Then you don't get scammed by a doctor, dude. Because these guys are like your last resort. You only ever go to these guys if you have to, right? People that do dentist checkups and people that do doctor checkups for, you know, cancer prevention or some shit, or stop not losing their teeth, you're getting scammed. I mean, I don't know what to say. Just brush your teeth and just don't get fucking cancer or something, man. If you have cancer, GG's, right? GG's. You do what you have to do with it, man. You just hope you don't get it, right? I'm willing to bet that I don't lose all my fucking money on some fucking doctor every year and then die knowing it didn't get cancer and with so much money paying some crook, right? These guys are professional scammers, right? And people treat them with respect for being scammers. Like they're the pinnacle of career. Like this is the pinnacle of a career when they're just fucking scammers, dude. They're beggars and they're scammers. These guys suck, dude. Medicine and law are a joke of a field, an intellectual field. They're jokes.
Even meeting with some of the biggest YouTubers, and then on behalf of everyone.
Chat, what's up with his eyes, chat? They have a really weird color, no? It looks like a lizard.
Fake.
I'm helping to sue Roblox. This summer, Roblox was hit
Or
with
just look at the way this guy talks, man. The guy's a fucking lizard. He's a fucking clanker, dude. This is worse than fucking this is worse than what you call it. Facebook guy. I don't know his name. I forgot. Mark Zuckerberg. Right? It's worse.
And abused by the same individual, and she's not alone. Since 2018, police have arrested at least 24 people accused of misusing Roblox to contact young users and move chats off platform. Some had prior records. Others were people in trusted roles, like teachers, nurses, even a cop. Even Roblox has reported over 13,000 flagged incidents on its platform. A huge jump from roughly...
Chat, what did he say? What did I say? Who say what? Say what?
3,000 the year before. Roblox says that's just a small fraction compared to all US reports. But for parents, the numbers feel staggering. And here's the core claim. The lawsuit argues Roblox allegedly knew these risks, but kept selling parents on the idea of a safe digital playground. Even some of Roblox's biggest creators are speaking out. Take Schlepp, a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. When he was younger, he says he had a troubling experience involving a Roblox developer.
All that happened to me, it totally messed me up mentally. It made me have to go into therapy and psychologically messed with...
Also therapy and mental things, whatever, psychology, whatever the fuck that all is, right? Therapists, they're way worse, right? Because they don't even sell you things. They don't even do your work for you. They just try to play it off like it's something wrong with you when there's clearly nothing wrong with you, right? You say that I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. Clearly I'm not crazy. I can just look out and see that I'm not crazy. Right? You're just making me believe that I'm crazy because you know when I am convinced that I'm crazy, I'll come to you as a customer. Like you're a fucking bitch. That's what you are. Dude, therapy's a scam. Even worse than doctors and dentists. Even worse than lawyers. It's a joke, man. Right? There's a reason Saul Goodman was a scammer before he became a lawyer, because scammers make good lawyers, right? Good lawyers aren't people like Chuck that care about the law. It's people that try to find every little rule to break that are good lawyers, right? They're the guys that are good at finding loopholes, right? Ways to slip through the cracks and slip and be convincing while being fucking awful at the same time. Right, that's what a good lawyer is.
Relationships that I had, even till this
And if you're not
day,
that, then you're an
something
awful
that,
lawyer, and you shouldn't be a
it was
lawyer,
messed up.
right?
That experience pushed him
You
to
should just
act.
become,
As an adult, he
I don't
began
know,
working with police by conducting
a
investigations
burger
on
flipper at
Roblox.
McDonald's.
His efforts have led to the arrest of 6 people. So Schlepp, what was the goal when you started making videos about safety issues on Roblox?
It really all started back to my own personal experiences related to it. I had some very negative experiences as a kid, and I was affected by a very popular developer. So I saw these issues firsthand, like I experienced them.
But instead of celebrating him, Roblox banned his accounts and sent a cease and desist letter, accusing him of violating the rules against vigilante groups.
They're trying to silence the whistleblowers. They're spending more energy going after people like Schlepp, but what they're doing, they're trying to put a muzzle on this whole thing. They're also trying to silence all the victims, and this is important, Mike.
That same day, Schlepp...
Okay, chat. I mean, I agree with everybody. But I gotta be honest with you, chat. If they have it in the fine print of their fucking TOS that you can't lure people to other platforms, I mean, it's cooked. It's cooked from the get-go. These guys, whatever these guys have to say against like the thing is useless.
Dropped an 8-minute video where he described his ban, as well as his troubling experience with the Roblox developer. Schlepp slammed Roblox for failing to take action.
Chat, if I made skits on Twitch about like prostitution rings or something like that, right? Like trying to get people to jail because you shouldn't do prostitution, pimps and shit like that. And the streams had girls in it that had tits out. I mean, I'm gonna get banned before they go to jail because TOS says I can't have people with tits on the stream. Whatever we're doing, vigilante, good work, what we're saying people live doesn't matter. I will get banned before anybody goes to jail. Why? Because it's against TOS.
Against the developer for years. He claims during that time.
That's why you don't have a TOS. You just allow everything, right? Because allowing everything to be seen in the public just makes it way easier to catch these noobs, right?
Even major creators like
Dude, it's like you go onto the streets and you try to kidnap some kid in the playground. I mean, you know someone's just gonna pull up and beat your ass. If you try that, you're just gonna get caught. You know, you don't commit crimes in broad daylight. But the problem isn't that online social circles are unsafe for children. The problem is, right, because if you put a child in a room with a bunch of adult men, that's not necessarily the safest place for them to be, right? But the problem is that they try to hide everything, right? Because when something goes wrong, you don't get to see it because these guys are so controlling about their platforms. You don't get to see it. That's the problem.
The plate to stand up to this Goliath.
Then it went mainstream. Congressman Ro Khanna publicly backed Schlepp, sharing a petition demanding Roblox improve its safety. That petition hit 100,000
they want to censor you more for trying to bring the truth out about there being these guys on the platform, because they don't really care about protecting anyone. They just care about protecting their image. As long as people don't know about it, it's not their problem, right? They don't give a fuck. That's the problem, right? That's why you shouldn't make it a safe place for kids, because it's not. It never will be. No matter how hard you try, there's just ways around it. Right? You can always just fake things, you know, get in there anyway. Just anything. You can do there's so many workarounds to do it anyway, to break the law, right? You can put laws in place for killing people. It doesn't really matter, because if I just kill someone, the law is not protecting anyone, right? But it does protect people by setting an example, right? Restricting actions, it only works after the fact, after it's already been done, after it's already too late, right? You don't set the laws to actually protect people literally by stopping them and being a shield against this. You do it by setting an example and creating a culture against it, right? We don't like stealing, we don't like theft, because they set laws in place, so when you do steal, you get caught and you go to jail for it, right? We don't want to steal because it's bad for us. It's bad to steal. But if you go on the internet and the platform protects you, gives you anonymity, gives you every way to be private with a crime, it's just going to be easier to commit crime, right? Or that's the problem. It's not that they don't that they have the guys that commit crime on the platform. There's nobody to stop that. You only know who's committing the crime after they've committed the crime. You don't know that, right? What you can do is stop protecting people that commit crimes by not giving them the ability to just commit them behind closed doors. Right? Most people that get away with crimes are people that don't get found out in the crime, committing a crime. Right? You steal something, the only way you don't get caught is if you don't get caught. If you get caught, you go to jail. Or you can have the best lawyer in existence, you go to jail because you're a criminal. Yeah? This is how it works. It's so counterproductive. What people want and expect from Roblox doesn't make any sense.
Honestly, no. My whole goal with these videos was actually just to bring this to the attention of Roblox. Like, I wanted Roblox to see what was going on, because I was reporting these.
What's going to happen is
I was making reports on a lot
the
of
problem is going to stay, maybe in a lesser quantity, but it's still going to be there. But it's going to be more obscure, so when it does happen, it's going to be harder to actually find out who did it, and who's the victim, and anything that went on, because there's so many restrictions now. You're going to have to talk to Roblox again.
These are personal injury claims. So survivors are coming.
Right, just a bit of openness is an easy fix.
We think it's a very strong case.
You don't prevent the problem, you create a culture against it, so people are less incentivized to do it.
So they think people will forget about what happened, and then they won't.
And now, because of you all bringing this issue to my attention, I've made the decision to team up with Schlepp's lawyer to help sue Roblox. Reach out to my firm, IThinkIHaveACase.com, if you've gone through something similar. If someone is scared about something they experienced on Roblox, what would...
Chat, if they have discussions on Discord, right, and if Fine Print says that they can't, nobody can go to Discord or to other platforms, whatever, right, can't these guys just, their thing goes nowhere?
Would you tell them?
I would tell them to call a lawyer, find out about their legal options, and let them know that they will be believed. There's strength in numbers. Terrible things happen on Roblox. Hundreds and hundreds of people have come forward. We're here for you.
Definitely reach out to us. We are here to help.
Now he's fighting back in court because if Roblox won't be held accountable in their own platform, we'll make sure that they're held accountable in the courtroom.
Now let's investigate how Roblox is designed, because the lawsuits claim there are at least 3 serious flaws. First, until 2021, anyone could make an account by entering just a username, password, and birthday. Users could mistake their age and unlock unrestricted chat, which the lawsuits claim made it very common to find lower levels talking with adults. YouTubers like Gideon and Rob the Master, who have become well known for exposing bad actors, have said just how easy it is.
When we went on Roblox, it did not take long for our account to get attention from child predators. It was almost instantaneous.
Roblox says it's taking stronger steps to protect its younger players. The company has rolled out ID verification, asking players over 13 to scan a government-issued ID and selfie to gain access to certain features. It's also testing age estimation, where machine learning guesses a user's age.
Yo, he's not chopped or bald.
All these things are trash.
This is W for him for getting braces at his age. Okay, if anybody that makes money out there, that didn't have parents that were rich when they were young, they get braces now, is a good thing. Okay, most people are just getting veneers and shit like that with their fucking rotten teeth underneath. As taking the time and effort to have a nice smile and get what you want, okay, and pay for it, it actually is giga chad. I don't give a fuck. You got braces, I applaud, buddy.
The only problems when you're old and you get braces is your teeth will just return back to how they were.
You know, we weren't just finding 1 or 2 peppers on there. We've caught Mr. Cow for the 45 off of the game itself. But not only that, we've had dozens of these guys just contacting and grouping our decoy that we sadly weren't able to catch. And the real sad thing out here is that Roblox is going around telling parents that they're one of the safest apps for children, when from my own experience, that's not the case.
Even with ID checks and trusted connections, the scale of the platform makes full protection something that has to be taken even more seriously.
Unless you wanted to play the 17+ mic up games and stuff like that. Anybody can pretty much sign up for Roblox.
Next, the game uses in-game currency called Robux. Players use Robux to buy rare accessories and customize their avatars, and many lower levels are obsessed with it. The lawsuits point out these players even say they do anything for Robux. So bad actors can take advantage of that by dangling Robux to gain control. And third is the lack of moderation. In 2017, the company claimed it had thousands of moderators working 24/7, plus advanced filters blocking unsafe content. The reality...
Chat, this is like a classic like chat room game, social game. Like, it's awful. It's awful, dude. Back in the days, whatever, it's fucking Club Penguin, fucking. I had something called Chapatiz or Chimbaz, it was called. Okay, and you would go there to just chat with people. Okay, and people would fucking do the same thing. They'd fucking, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy you this clothing and this clothing, whatever.
It looks very different. For starters, Roblox has hosted many games with questionable themes, including Run from Diddy Simulator, Shower Simulator, and Bloody Battles. The fact that these games even existed undercuts Roblox's claim of being a safe, moderated place. But it's not just the games that are concerning. Roblox is now the go-to social platform for younger audiences. 78 million users log in every day. The platform
Dude, not the Diddy jokes.
50,000 chat messages every second. Roblox
Oh, dude, that's so sexual,
human
man.
reviewers scan all of it. Text, audio, and images. But here's the problem.
It's garbage.
The company allegedly employs only about 3,000 moderators. Compare that to TikTok, roughly 3 times Roblox's daily users, but over 13 times the number of moderators.
Whoa. They have way more users than that. No shot. Is it only really 3x?
On staff. The reason for the lack of moderators is allegedly due to Roblox's focus on growth.
Chad, this is actually kind of concerning. He makes it seem like it's a good thing. This is awful.
Times Roblox's daily users, but over 13 times.
So 30 divided by 3, it's 4.3. They only have 4.3 times the amount of moderators then. It's fucking dog shit.
The number of moderators on staff. The reason for the lack of moderators is allegedly due to Roblox's focus on growth over safety. In fact, 8 current and former trust and safety.
What, is my math incorrect?
Staff.
What? Guys, if they have 3 times the users, then you can reverse this. You need to divide this by that to get the ratio. The ratio is 4.33.
Moderators on staff. Safety. In fact, 8 current and former trust and safety staff describe ignored requests for more resources, backlogs of incident reports, and even a manager quitting after promised hires never showed up. Some say protective features they suggested, like pop-up warnings, were rejected, and safety settings, like blocking strangers in chat, were switched off by default. Once again, Roblox points to AI moderation as the solution, but employees admit the tech still misses the subtle signs of unsafe behavior, and the gaps aren't small. The filters block words like Snapchat or Discord, but people get around them by using emojis or by tweaking the spelling a little. Even phone numbers are apparently blocked if you type. This
is a terrible defense. You could use the examples of all other platforms on how to get away from chat. Give me a good game. Okay, Marvel Rivals. Look at the chat filters when you have to typing in a chat, buddy. It took me fucking 3 minutes to type the word cuck. I had to type C space 11U 11 C 333. Like, dude, it's impossible to get around the fucking filters.
The digits, but not if you just spell them out. The lawsuits argue that these kinds
of
GG
shitters
knows the risk of off-platform communication.
Yeah, chat,
Jesus. Leaves these obvious workarounds wide open. In court, the usual defense might not save Roblox. Most platforms lean on a law called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, and that law protects websites and apps from being sued over what their users post. That's why Instagram or YouTube don't get dragged into court every time someone uploads something harmful. But the lawsuits against Roblox aren't just about what users post. They're about the company itself. Lawyers argue Roblox designed the platform in risky ways, marketed it as safe, and then ignored clear warning signs. And at least one court has already said Section 230 doesn't cover misrepresentation. So if Roblox tells parents this is safe and it's not, that responsibility falls on Roblox, not the users. That's why these lawsuits matter to me. They represent more than just a few individual complaints. They're part of a broader movement pushing tech companies to take accountability especially when their platforms are hurting younger players. Now, multiple cases are moving forward, and a jury will have to decide if Roblox should be held responsible. And if the plaintiffs win, the fallout could be huge, because it would set precedents that might force Roblox and other platforms like it to overhaul how they verify.
I usually don't like these law videos. I feel like these guys they kind of way too much on the YouTube side, and they're trying to plead the audience and kind of, hey guys, I'm YouTube lawyer, blah blah. And they're kind of like bitch assholes. But
yeah,
he makes a good point.
Users.
I kind of hate lawyers. I don't hate the lawyer videos. I just hate people that are lawyers. I hate the lawyer career option as a job. I hate people that study law because it's a shit job. You study law, you should just study philosophy instead, okay? Because instead of maybe studying the laws that are already set in place, maybe study ways to set better fucking laws, because the laws are dog shit. You're not going to change them. You're just learning how to break the rules in ways that other people haven't imagined before. You're a scum bitch. You're a scumazzer. You suck ass. You're a dumb bitch. Fuck you. Right? And I'm gonna get some water. Alright.
From majestic Quebecois Overwatch.
This video is sponsored by Saley. Canada is the second largest country in the world by landmass, and despite having only 40 million people, it has a massively outsized global impact. Firstly, our flag is objectively the best humanity has come up with so far, and the only one that rivals us is when Japan powers up for 2 episodes and then sends their navy to commit war crimes. Secondly, ask any American to name one non-economic metric that America does better than Canada, and they'll say, what's a metric? Most importantly, America likes to brag they put man on the moon, but Canada put women in leggings. Welcome to the 21st century. Now, even though Canada is known as the Great White North, if you look at the demographics of Vancouver, I'm in fact a minority. Despite my oppression, I live in harmony with other people, and Canada is a melting pot of cultures. From the West Coast to the East Coast, we have an enormous diversity.
I'm not going to talk about that.
To illustrate the point, here we have the newlywed and nearly dead, then we have gays and Asians, then it goes Timu, Texas, Earth is flat, definitely flat, milk in a bag, gays, lobsters, potatoes, leprechauns.
You know what? I'll take that. I was gonna talk some shit, chat, but you know what, chat? I think French is perfectly fine. I'll take the title. It's all good.
All the other territories are climate change insurance. Although it has a lot of similarity.
Leprechauns, true. 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 Also a lot of crabs, but it's fine.
Leprechauns. All the other territories are climate change insurance.
Also, chat, why gays and Asians anyway? Why is that? Because it's close to California?
Climate change insurance. Although it has a lot of similarities, Canadian culture is distinctly different from the US. As an example, Canada doesn't have the NFL, NBA, or MLB.
Oh, we had the CFL.
We just have the NHL, which stands for no.
What about the CFL?
Houses left. While we've tried nothing to solve this, we're all
CFL?
Because us cool Canadians on the West Coast who have pine trees and somewhat acceptable weather don't relate so
What
much.
is a CFL?
The CFL is where they take American football, right? But instead of stalling for fucking 4 downs, they only get 3 of them. So they actually make plays that are risky and make the game interesting and spicy to watch and play. And actually makes the game more dynamic and makes you actually take some form of risk in the game instead of fucking stalling the fuck out for the ads to play this fucking piece of shit game trash.
To everyone in the lame eastern provinces who have maple trees and funny accents, the Pacific Northwest has previously thrown around the idea of creating our own independent sovereign territory called Cascadia, which would mostly include British Columbia, Washington, and Oregon. The idea came about when we asked ourselves if an economy could be sustained purely by fishermen, lumberjacks, and pride parades. And while haters say that men shouldn't be in women's sports, no other country is ever beating us at Olympic drag. Sometimes English-speaking Canadians get a little sad because we don't have much in our culture that is distinctly Canadian and not influenced by the United States.
Also, it's crazy that he makes this video and he puts this dog shot. This is not a poutine. The gravy has fucking lumps. This is disgusting.
True.
What the fuck is this? Awful.
Dude,
States. But that's
gravy that is
one of the best parts of being
half
Canadian
solid
is
is
traveling
awful.
abroad, and when someone asks you,
It's disgusting.
"So
It's
where
like
in the United
toothpaste,
States are you from?"
man.
You get to experience the joy and relief on their face when you say you're from Canada. The fact of the matter is that Canadian and American culture are deeply intertwined. You might be European and think, "You North Americans are all the same. You think life is only about working and making more money so you can consume more. Over here, we know what truly matters in life. €2 wine, 3 girlfriends, 1 passport." Easy to say when you have time off to protest for more time off, but this jab doesn't faze us Canadians. Americans work long hours, complain a lot, and make a lot of money, whereas Canadians work long hours. Similarly, the moment a Canadian goes to Europe and is like, wait, everything's closed from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. and every Sunday? Every street is one way? Why does it look like they just tacked on traffic lights to 300-year-old cobblestone roads? Where's the street parking? Where are the highway systems to connect?
Well, it's called protection of the culture, and it's made so that the buildings don't get fucking broken down and look like all homogeneous, and actually like, save the history of it.
Just to Costco. We then suddenly become aware there isn't a single IHOP, Tim Hortons, Denny's, or 24/7 drive-thru literally anywhere, and we realize this isn't work-life balance, this is some bullshit, and we stand with the Americans as our own brethren who especially do not tolerate being hungry under any circumstance. When you ask someone to think of things that are for real Canadian and not American at all, there are only a few things that come to mind. Beavers, moose, hockey, poutine, Rush, Nanaland, the big comfy couch, Terrence and Phillip, Little Bear, Franklin, this cancer patient, both...
Oh my god, tell him.
Ryan's and Nelly
Chat, I couldn't fucking stand this bitch-ass Balder. I could not, chat. It's one of the only shows that you just want to punch the main character, this fucking bitch, you mother sucker. Always complaining like some hoes for no reason.
Nathan Fielder, the Trailer Park Boys, the Scourge of the Earth, and of course maple syrup. But what truly defines Canadian culture is how we measure things, as we're not just bilingual in both imperial and metric, but we also just make up measurements as we go along. People and objects are weighed in pounds, but not food. We measure that in grams and milliliters. We measure alcohol in mils and liters, but a bottle of gin is a 2/6 and a glass of wine is in ounces. A person's height is measured in feet and inches, and short distances are also in feet. But if something is at the end of the block, we'll tell you it's like 50 meters away. Only old people use yards and miles. But that's okay, because all of us take pride in being able to poorly convert it to metric for you. Long distances are not measured in kilometers or miles, but are instead measured by the time it takes you to get there.
But we all agree on... I was about to say, we all agree on this,
Temperature is measured in Celsius, because Fahrenheit just makes
True.
no sense at all.
It makes more sense.
I'm okay with
that should obviously be in
Because you're wasting a lot of time, you want to know how much time you waste. But in short distance, it doesn't really make any sense, because you waste more time preparing for moving than you actually do moving.
You call this a beanie, and we call it a toque. We would say this is a washroom, you would call this a restroom. We would call this an ambulance, while you call it filing for bankruptcy. We like to say, that went from 0 to 100 real quick, while you say 32 to 212. While Canadians are known for saying sorry a lot, it's not because we're apologizing at all. We use it for every situation an American would say, excuse me, pardon me, huh, or oops. Trying to move past someone in the way, that's a sorry. Bumped someone accidentally, that's a sorry. What did you say? That's a sorry. Spilled your own drink? That's a sorry.
True.
Wait, that was your land? That's a sorry. For some reason, Americans find our words for things cute and endearing, while we're annoyed because that's just how we talk. I thought Americans were just giving us the big brother treatment until one time an American came into the souvenir store I worked at when I was 18 and was like, help me out with your Monopoly money, I can't make sense of it. And while people still say that all the time about our fabulous and indestructible bills, he instead dropped a handful of coins onto the table and then was like, okay, this one's a nickel, this one's a dime, and this one's a quarter. We have the same sort of thing back home, but what on earth are these things?
Chat, these are cool though. Chat, come on. Chat, you guys
They're
not
pretty
like
cool.
This, the $2, the $2 is aura. I always love the $2. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, the $2 is the only one that looked like a coin.
Okay,
though.
so that one's
all the other ones look like
what?
souvenir
Oh
coins.
gosh, wow,
And the type of coin you pay for with the
it's like a duck sort of thing.
slot
That's why
machine.
we call it
And you put the coin in to get the fake coin.
Seen that before.
Right? You know, in a museum, you put a coin and you get a picture of the museum on the coin. Right? That's what it looks like. You know, every real coin has a picture of the monarch on one side, and on the other side, and with an encryption in Latin in it, and on the other side has the number of the coin, right?
Derp, yes. It's that simple. It's not that
If it doesn't have
your
the
girlfriend
monarch
has random bruises on her
with a
legs,
Latin
she
on
says
it, it's
she
a
doesn't
fake
know how
coin.
they got there.
It's
Now
not a
you
coin,
know.
right?
At the end of the day,
It's
really
a
only
shit
one way
coin.
for Canada to be better than it is, which is if Air Canada were replaced by literally any other airline. Besides that, only a few suggestions have been worth considering, like when Trump threw around the idea of the United States becoming part of Canada. While this would increase the amount of provinces we have to 60, it would require some sacrifices. First of all, the force field we built on the southern border would have been for nothing. Secondly, guns would be everywhere, particularly in my possession, causing a threat to general safety. While Americans would finally get universal healthcare, that would bankrupt us all. And while the little morsel of British education we still have in us would be cancelled out by the American education system, I'd finally be able to get a good brisket. All in all, not a bad trade-off for America to be run by Canadians from here on out. Now, if you're someone who's been threatening to move to Canada every 4 years if the guy you don't like gets in, you're cooked when I get in and there's nowhere to go. At least nowhere that's covered by your cell phone provider's roaming plan at a reasonable price, which is why today's sponsor Saley has you covered. If I were the dictator of Soup Hunter Aid, other than saving money, you avoid the risk of losing
I'm gonna play some Blanca. Okay, chat. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Okay, I'm just gonna play some bonk today. Not too long though. Also, funnily enough, I just found out a couple of days ago that Quick Play has skill-based matchmaking. Right, you don't get matched with noobs. That's why the matchmaking is so ass. And you don't get lobbies even though there's clearly a lobby ready. It's because you don't get matched with noobs. Noobs can't get into my game. The only people that can get into my game are all the high level players. Right? So you always basically have one high level lobby from EU, one from NA and one from SA. Otherwise you just don't get lobbies ever. Right? Because Asia doesn't have enough players to get big lobbies and quick plays. Oh wow, he really fell for that. This guy's from NA. Right, but hold on. Right, so what the fuck was that? Nope. So yeah, so when people from East Asia play the game, they always get matched with fucking laggers. Always, because there's not enough players to go around it. That people play quick play. Wow, that's lucky. Jesus. Not so lucky. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was holding left and up and right to, and hoping I landed on something. Oof, lucky. Penis. Yeah, man, that's a D colon. Come on, man. Really? You're gonna say penis? I don't like penises, man. I think they look a little goofy. I think they look a bit skibbly toilets. They look they're just ugly. Or they're just ugly. I don't like the way they look. What's this guy saying? I mean, he's dead. I mean, why is he saying hacks when I only hit him once? I'm not. I am barely. Dude, he died. He died on himself. How are you gonna complain about hacks when you? I didn't even hit you, man. Okay. Oh, I was looking, but yeah, right. How are you gonna complain about lag or hacks when you're dying to the map? You're not even dying to me. Right? Look at how slow he is. Come on, man. Oh, it's a mistake. It's a mistake, buddy. Should have held down and jumped. I'm gonna let him up. Yo, just go up, man. Just go up. Don't go on me, buddy. Go up. No, don't go on me, man. Don't go on me, dude. Don't go on me. Don't go on me, man. Dude. What is it? Oh, yeah. Or just don't go on me. Just try to read my movement then, cut. You need to go on the thing, buddy. You need to go on the thing. Oh. This guy's just got coke reaction time or something. I mean, there's no way the lag is that bad. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way the lag is that bad. That's lucky. Oof. Did I not heavy him? I don't know, man. Yo, man, just give me a lobby, buddy. Just give me a guy to play, man. Good. How did I gain momentum? I was on the wall. No? How did I hit the corner somehow? I don't know. Not so close. Kinda lucky, I almost died on the top as well. He's gonna leave. I think he's gonna leave here. Oh, he defended prop. I don't know why. I don't know why he even defended that. That makes no sense to defend it. Like I'm going for an awful play anyway. I'm going for an awful play anyway. No way. Yeah, xQc is the GOAT, yeah. You're right, xQc is the GOAT. He defended against it properly. I think he knew I was gonna try and double tap him with the way I was moving. It was kinda obvious. Right then. Oh, whoa. Dude, the game lag joins and I'm instantly fucking lagging. Name checks out. Yeah, he's really defending against the double taps. I usually don't. I just fucking send it. I usually just send it, man. It's lucky. If he heavy, I would have died. He sent me up a little bit too much. I get a bad angle there. I should have went a little bit more on top of him, right? If I went a little bit more on him, right, because I sent him up. If he heavied, I would have probably gotten not sent off. Oof. Yeah, again, if I wouldn't have gotten sent off, I probably would have survived, but I would have been in a really bad spot, and he wouldn't have died, I think. Oh wow. I'm not paying attention. It's unlucky. Hmm. Hey! It's not gonna work, buddy. He almost got me with that though. Somehow almost worked. Shouldn't have though. I think he's lagging a little bit. No? Wow. Okay. Hmm. And we're right. You tried it. I wouldn't have said if I were him. You should probably just try to survive, right? Okay. Oof. Oh. No, man, stop doing it, cut. Stop sending that thing, man. Oh, GG. You're really gonna try this? It's a bit too early. He went a bit too early. Go on me, man. That's the most flaccid bounce I've ever gotten on that map. I'm kinda lucky. If he heavy, I would have fucking died. I would have probably gotten sandwich in the middle. He's going to go on me? No. Okay, sure. Ah, okay, he got me. Ooh. Okay, I missed that shit. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Good. Yeah, this guy's playing risky with the balls. I don't like going on the balls there if he also does it. I only like going on the balls when the others don't. Otherwise, I think it's a bit too risky, right? Just a bit too risky. What? Oh. Not buggy. Oh. heavy, I would have. I just did it for science, dude. I did it for experiments. Oh. He actually saved me, dude. I think it would have lived, but even then, I don't like the approach he was trying to go for. It's a bit too... I mean, it just... The timing wasn't right, and he should have hit it the other way. Well, no, he shouldn't... The way he hit it was right, because he should have just done it way faster, right? Man, this is so flaccid. Alright. No! Dude, I'm so bad now, man. I didn't play the game for a couple of days and I'm just already so fucking bad. Like, that's how locked in you need to be for this game. It's just hard, right? The game is... It's the most skillful game ever made, pretty much, right? Basically, I'm better than every old esport pro ever, except for the GOAT, of course. Okay, this guy's playing like a bitch there. What a fucking bitch. I mean, dude, this is just GG's no. Alright, he's playing like a bitch. He's gonna send me here. It's gonna send me? No, what? I don't know why he wouldn't send me that. Bit too much. Dude. Dude, my jumps are so flaccid. Did I love that map? No! Fuck, dude. Dude, fucking delayed corners. 100, dude, no. That's too much. It's way too much, dude. It's way too much. Right, that's way too much. Dude, 100 delayed corners in a row? Hell no, it's way too much. Maybe in the middle of the night, or then I'm up for it.
From Majestic.
Co-op Slop, this is the last one today, okay? Yeah, this is the last video I'm gonna watch today. Very last. Yeah.
Last video, chat.
An officer from the
plants are
How
trash.
one woman cleared out the whole gym.
Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office in Florida was dispatched to a gym called Crunch Fitness after a fire alarm was activated. When the officer arrived, all customers had evacuated the building, but no fire was located by the fire department. The officer now speaks to an employee at the gym to get the full story.
Okay, so just briefly, just tell me what happened.
She came in to cancel. Karen came in to cancel. Yeah. I told her she has to speak to the general manager tomorrow. She said she didn't want to come in tomorrow. She wants to do it today. I told her, unfortunately, we can't do that today. She angrily walked out and put fire on him.
When the officer goes back to his vehicle to write his report, the suspect returns to the scene.
What was going on?
Good. I came back.
I know. I see you.
I was at the bank, but I had to stop by to cancel membership, and they didn't let me, but I was trying to cancel it.
Why?
I have 2 jobs, so I need like a 24-hour gym. I mean, I didn't want to go through the process of explaining to them.
Hold on, let me read this to you first. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Do you understand? You understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened when you came up here today? You said you came up here to
cancel a membership.
Okay.
They're giving me a hard time to cancel a membership. They said I had to pay $100 to cancel. They said I had to pay 3 months to cancel $120. And I told them that made no sense.
Jet, if you buy a whole year at a discount, there's gonna be a fee to cancel it because you got the discount already. It makes sense if you want to cancel. It's like a lease, buddy. You signed the contract, what?
So it's a little back and forth.
Okay.
But
So what happened after that?
I mean, I was calling.
Then why can't you pay monthly then? If you buy a year through gyms of regular cancel, why don't you just pay? Why did they pay a year then? Why don't you just pay for a month?
Different store. They said the same thing.
So what happened when you left? You was upset and you just walked out the door?
I was on the phone with somebody else. I called a different location.
Okay.
And they said the same thing.
Well, then that's predatory then.
The $100.
Okay.
I was pretty upset about that. I'm just upset that they don't want to cancel. And I told them to take my card and my routing number off. They said they can't do that, and I told them that they can't steal money from me.
Okay, so when you left out, why did you pull the fire alarm?
I was on the phone. I didn't pull it.
So you're saying you did not pull the fire alarm? So the camera that they have in there is somebody else. It's not you.
I mean, I was on the phone. I was talking to somebody else. I was talking to another.
No, listen, I understand that you were talking to somebody else. Yeah, I get it, you was on the phone with somebody. So what I'm saying is...
And then it was pretty shady. I had an argument with them when I signed up to.
Before you start veering off somewhere else, I just want to make sure.
You have to commit to 3 months first.
So you're saying that you did not pull that fire alarm?
Yeah, but why though? Why do they make you do any of this shit then? You want to buy a month, you get a month. That's it. Why do you have to commit to anything? It makes no sense at all.
You did not pull it. That's what you're saying? Yes, no? Okay.
Yes.
So who was that on that camera that pulled the fire alarm? That was not you. Same height, stature, everything you was wearing, it was not you. Somebody else.
Come on.
Okay. So where do you live at?
I live 20 minutes away.
You keep giving me roundabout areas.
I don't usually give people my address. I don't tell them where I live.
Am my people? I'm the police, and you are under investigation right now. This conversation is over with.
It's
so you
cheaper on
continue to keep
contract.
playing these
Yeah,
games.
it makes sense.
So I am going to listen. I am going to issue a warrant out for your arrest. So goodbye, ma'am. You good to go? No, listen, because that's one game I'm not going to continue to play. No, yes you are. Listen, I am not playing around. No, you're ruining your own life. Nobody told you to pull that fire alarm. You decided you wanted to do that. And then when I'm asking you questions, you're talking to me like I'm one of your boyfriends or some random.
Chat, I gotta be honest with you, chat. Guys, I've seen so many videos where people have like 8 warrants, 4 warrants in 4 different counties, fucking 35 warrants in fucking 63 countries and 4 planets. Like, it just makes sense to not want to deal with this shit. Put a warrant if they actually serve those warrants, but they don't. So what's the point then?
Me that you're not going to tell me. Okay, ma'am. Okay, no.
They didn't even cancel.
Ma'am, you are free to.
If they actually serve those warrants, but they don't.
My life because of
you decided to do it.
I'm not trying to ruin my life because of a game. This place is gonna ruin my life. You're gonna give me.
Yes.
Dude.
I'm gonna issue a warrant out for your arrest. So it's up to the state attorney.
If you don't want your life to be ruined, just don't commit a crime. Alright, how hard is it with these people to get this in their head? If you don't want to go to jail, just don't commit a crime, man. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard, man.
And then when I ask you what your address is, well, I don't give my address to anybody. Do I look like anybody? You are under an official investigation, a criminal investigation at that. Listen, you are free to go. You don't have to talk to me at all, at all. Well, get yourself. Listen, go ahead and get yourself a lawyer. You're gonna need one for this case. Goodbye, man. This conversation is.
After attempting to give the suspect a chance to walk away, she calls 911, prompting the officer to detain her for abuse of 911.
20 says I'm gonna have one black female today.
Any other deputy there?
What?
Hey, listen, don't do that.
Hey, what are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my entire life. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my life. What are you doing? Oh my God! What are you doing? 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 Stop! 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 What are you doing? Stop!
Very interesting.
Stop resisting!
I think everybody's being fucking stupid, no? The cop, I mean, yeah, but. Is it not illegal to pull a thing?
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
You're hurting me!
Okay, then you didn't have to arrest her then.
You're hurting me!
Well, that's not great policing either. You could have just said like, okay, you're under. I don't remember how it happened, but you could have said like, okay, now you're under arrest, like doing all that. I think you just kind of went straight for it.
Stop resisting! Get on your stomach!
Well, you gotta give somebody a grace period at least a little bit.
Stop kicking me!
Yeah.
He did he?
The cops are always right. It's not always good policing, right?
Let's see, maybe I got it all wrong.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have one black female.
Doing?
Any other deputy there?
Hey, listen, don't do that.
Hey, what are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my entire life. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my life.
Dude, what?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I still stand behind it. I gotta be honest with you. It's not. Yeah, of course she's wrong. but it doesn't mean you cannot do better policing. It doesn't mean better policing. It should have at least announced it. Like, how is the person supposed to know? Then you shouldn't expect the citizens to know. When
yeah, you bring out the cuffs. But you need to be a bit clearer, right? Try to be as clear as possible if you're a cop. It's kind of your job. Fucking poor. You're poor. You are poor.
No. The girl kept calling on that one, right? So that means that they're wrong, right? And then they should be arrested. But if the guy's going to arrest her, you should at least tell her, like, yo, play, because you don't know if they're going to resist or not. So why put them in a position where they're almost automatically resisting because they don't know if they're being arrested or not? The resisting arrest wouldn't even fly. Like, how can somebody's resisting if they don't know they're being arrested?
At least she did not overreact.
Alright, you already got a cuff? Yep. Trying to get you out of the way. I'm gonna spray you. Hey, Tay. Hey, I got this song. Just get the other one.
What?
Another one? For one small lady? Dude, how is she still pulling her arm? Just relax your arm down. You're not gonna get out of those cuffs.
Well, the person is dumb. She probably wouldn't have listened in the first place if he told her she was under arrest anyway. Like, this would have happened anyway, but just didn't cover his own ass by at least announcing it.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
She feel good if you don't know shit. That's not true. I actually know more than you think.
Have the EMS check her out.
Yeah. Hey, bro, she's strong, bro.
You alright, man? I know she's beating your ass when I showed her.
Okay, so I get the call about the fire alarm.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I came up here to cancel my membership. I was upset they wouldn't cancel it. Okay, did you call the fire alarm? She was like, no. I was like, all right, well, they got cameras. If it show you on there, I'm gonna file charges with the state attorney. She was like, you're gonna ruin my life. Like, listen, I didn't do it, you did.
You know, chat. Tell me if I'm wrong, chat. If a lot of officers on the scene, right? He could have detained her at least for a certain amount of time until they check the camera and they can verify it and say they think there was a witness account, right? Detained. They check it. Boom. Now arrested. Too easy. Why put out a warrant?
Like, listen, you're
fucking
free to go.
brain
You
dead.
don't have to talk to me. So she was like, I'm gonna call my lawyer. Okay. So one of the dudes in my new hire, he's working, he's the call taker. He's like, hey, she's on the phone right now.
I meant
like,
way earlier. I don't want to give the warrant thing. I think it's stupid.
She was arrested for misuse of 911. She's just blabbing like, oh, he about to ruin my life, like one of those type deals.
I think he's just lazy.
Like, all right, man, you detained. As soon as I put my hand on her, she tensed up. Like, stop, put your hand behind your back. Really, she was just not allowing me to pull her hand back, but once she was on the ground, she was taking her leg, like, trying to kick at me.
Okay.
I mean, she never struck me or anything like that.
She was actively resisting.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I ain't want, I mean, she...
Wait, you guys said what?
As soon as I
Wait, huh?
Like, all right, man, you detained. As soon as I put my hand on her, she tensed up. Like, stop, put your hand behind your back. Really, she was just not allowing me to pull her hand back, but once she was on the ground, she was taking her leg, like, trying to kick at me.
Okay.
I mean, she never struck me.
Well, that didn't happen, but it's no problem.
Actively resisting.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I ain't want, I mean, she 5'6", 100 pounds, so I didn't want to hit her or anything, so.
Well, dude, he did not say, oh, by the way, you're detained now. When he was
600 pounds?
What the fuck? Huh?
She might have
on the way.
She might have a
38
little bit.
months dot
I seen a
down.
little bit of blood on
Can
her.
I
She
have a
got
welcome
braces.
to the jungle?
So it could be from
If not,
from
it'll do
her
it.
face just being on the
Welcome
ground.
to the jungle.
I can already tell the chat is
He
wrong.
didn't say you're detained or arrested. He did not say either. He did not say either. You could not think that a civilian would know what is happening. There's no way.
Face that way.
He did clown. He did clown. Okay, yo, this chat bugging on a stack. I am good reminder.
1-1.
20 says I'm gonna have one black female today. Alright, so.
Any other deputy there?
Hey, listen, don't do that.
Hey, what are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my entire life. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not gonna ruin my life.
No. This chat is bugging. Before that, doesn't matter. The last thing he said is, "You're good to go." He literally dismissed her, dumb fuck.
Okay. Goodbye, man.
Goodbye. He said it.
This conversation is.
After attempting to give the suspect a chance to walk away, she calls
He said goodbye. He said goodbye.
911, prompting the officer to detain her for
You
abuse
dismissed
of
the person.
911.
You were wrong. It doesn't matter. Then they abuse 911. You're right. That's a crime. You don't abuse 911. That makes sense. But they are still not detained. They're still not arrested until he fucking tells her. But she could be fucking calling an airstrike. It doesn't matter. She's still not arrested. She could be fucking calling a UFO to fucking drop a bomb. It doesn't matter. It's usually like, what are you talking about? You know, like, you're just wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh.
I'm like, listen, you're free to go. You don't have to talk to me. So she's like, I'm calm. Like, listen, I didn't do it. You did.
I think they cut out. Maybe they cut it out.
Okay. So one of the dudes in my
Or they didn't show it.
He the call taker. Like, hey, she's on the phone right now.
Yeah, they didn't show that.
You
No.
don't have to tell me the moment you're detained. You absolutely have to. Buddy, if somebody's in the street, okay, and the police is having an interaction, okay, and they walk away, right? They will say, no, you're not free to leave. You're being detained. But if they walk away and you let them walk away, right? Why would they stop it? How is it? They're a level 1 civilian. They're a. You cannot assume they know the law. They know that whatever. And if they were to walk away, right? They would be as good as free to leave. They can walk as much as they want to. You didn't tell them that they're detained, so how would they know?
Like, ma'am, if you're on the phone with 911, you will be arrested for misuse of 911. She just blabbing like, oh, he about to ruin my life, like one of those type deals.
Nope, Chad's just wrong. It's all good, bro.
Like, all right, man, you detained. As soon as I put my hand on her, she tensed up. Like, stop, put your hand behind your back. Really, she was just not allowing me to pull her hand back, but once she was on the ground,
He did
she was
not
taking
say
her away,
that.
like, trying to kick at me. Okay. I mean, she never struck me.
Hey, maybe they cut it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Maybe they can't. Maybe the microphone didn't pick it up. I didn't hear it. Yeah, this is a whole lot of nothing, dude.
She got braces. Okay. So it could be from her face just being.
Dude, look at this guy. I hate to agree with XC, but he's right. It feels shit. Dude, what the fuck kind of comment is that?
They always say that. Or they hate to agree with xQc. Thing is, they always agree with xQc because xQc is just always right. They always say that. It's just dumbasses, you know. They're so jealous of the goat. They can't stand when someone is so much better than them. Right? They can't stand it, so they have to hate watch.
They do not have to tell you under arrest before they handcuff you. Okay, then if you pull up to me with handcuffs, I mean, I'm supposed to know. I don't know. I mean, is it for me? Is it for who?
Yeah, it's gonna resist because you don't even know the guy.
I don't. If I have been in an accident with a car, okay, and I'm the passenger, okay, and police pulls on and start investigating whatever, right, and I start walking away, right. If I'm detained, they have to say, "Yo, you're detained," or they have to say, "Yo, by the way, you're under arrest," whatever. They gotta tell you something. They get just fucking assume you know that you have to stay there. There are scenarios where it's ambiguous whether you're detained or not. You wouldn't be able to know. They would have to tell you if you're walking away, buddy. Like, they said goodbye. Like, dude, imagine this guy presented this to the court. Oh, what is your last interaction with what was the last interaction before you put the cuffs on her right arm? Well, I said goodbye, which in police means you're under arrest, fucking bitch ass. Put your hands behind your back. I'm the police. You're going to jail. No, they would assume. No, the person they assume that they're free to go. This is a lawful order. They goodbye. Hey, come on. Imagine me and this guy in court. It would look stupid as fuck.
How do you take this bracelet off? How do you take the bracelet? My bracelet. It's with the keys. Step out. Stand right there. What's going on? Can somebody explain something to me? Criminal. I'm not a criminal. Stop. I'm not a criminal. Alright, do you guys want to get your pictures now? Oh my god. Can I call my family? I gotta call somebody. Stand up. I don't have anybody. I just have my mom.
Okay, you're 22 years old, okay? You're a big girl. Have a seat.
No, what's going on?
Right here in the back, man.
Get the back.
I wouldn't even get chanted, but what about it?
Your leg. This is why you're in this situation.
No, but I don't want to go to jail. Please, sir. Please. Sir.
Wait.
Somebody, please. Somebody.
The case law on this. Show me it.
What kind of mindset does it take to pull a fire alarm, not to save lives, but to dodge a cancellation fee? And this is how it's...
I think
John.
If somebody is resisting, but you didn't tell them that they're under arrest, the charge is not going to stick. You will not be able to argue this. Okay, I'll go back and do it.
An officer from the Palm Beach
You won't
County...
be able to argue it, articulate it. You wouldn't be able to.
False alarm is a second they can't be somewhere else saving a life. And what makes this even more frustrating is she thinks she outsmarted the system. When the officer questioned her, she dodged and deflected. Three consequences, and no amount of backpedaling can erase the reality that follows.
This suspect was charged with assault or battery on a law enforcement officer, misuse of 911, resisting with violence, and falsely pulling a fire alarm. She is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Yeah, definitely. See, the only reason why this could stick at the point is because after the fact, she absolutely. That's why I said she should be indicted, but they didn't cover their ass for like. Let's say the person had stopped. This would never fly. This would just be brain dead. You're just stupid. You're stupid. Also, being charged doesn't mean that you're guilty of that. It's just they're going for the charge. That's all. Guys, every time we watch the end of the videos, this doesn't prove anything. Like, it doesn't prove anybody wrong or right or whatever. They can put theft and fraud if they want to, and if the person doesn't defend against it, whatever, then they I guess it just goes. They could do what they could put whatever they want on there. Yeah, what about it? What else? Yeah, we could ask Rock. How about that? Okay. If I am a police officer and I don't
No, I didn't need to help him.
tell someone they are
Dude, Grok is so dumb.
or arrested.
Man, I hate Grok. Grok always yaps so much about nothing, man. It's always a nothing burger. I hate Grok.
Oh, this is cool.
Dude, this fucking clanker. I hate it.
If the suspect pulls away from me as I put the cuff on them, would I be able to charge them with resisting? Question mark. I think that's a good way to put it. I think that might be that was readable. Requirement notification. Major decision for a charge of resisting arrest to apply. The suspect must know or reasonably understand if they're being detained or arrested. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. This often means the officer must communicate. Very interesting. Very interesting. Responsibility involves suspect actively opposing a lawful arrest, such as pulling away, struggling, or fleeing. So, the initial instance of it, right? You can understand that if you don't do that, there's a good chance the person doesn't do that. You could definitely see. So, it's gonna like baby in a sense that like if the cops do better, right? They can kind of stop a bunch of bullshit from happening. It happens all the time.
Yeah. It's just poor policing. Or maybe it's technically allowed, but it's just you're just doing your job not well, right? You're just bad at your job. It's just annoying, you know? Clean.
Jeez, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, why is he not going out of the way, man? The fucking motorcycle driver. Yeah, look, this guy knows it.
I'm not cranking. I just think you're wrong. It's all good.
Smart honking, smart.
You guys all always call me bootlicker, but I see a lot of actual bootlickers in the chat, low key.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. Chat, let me get my.
xQc is not a bootlicker. He is always right, though.
I respect the police very much, but I think it's important to be very critical also, because they can get away with like a bunch of dumb shit. I think articulating properly, communicating properly, and using de-escalation tactics is very important, because a lot of people are prone to doing some bullshit and they really shouldn't be if you think about it, right? But at the same time, you can say if you handle it better, you're gonna cause a big drop in crime. Statistically, it's been happening a lot where certain jurisdictions, certain people
Yeah.
have been doing better with de-escalation, and they're getting a very good results with less crime.
Exactly. He's right. And he's always right. Okay? Hey, Johnson. That's it, man. I'm out. Alright? It's the last one for today. Yo. That's you. Alright, hey. You know XCL? Exit the goat, you know this. See you, man. Have a nice day.